Shocker! You can't escape me! I'll chase you to the ends of the earth!
Oh, shocker! Shocker! That's what we're doing here. Shocker. Holy macaroni. How are you all doing? I apologize. I know we are late. That is on me. So that's no one else but my own. How are you all doing today? It is a pleasure to see you here. Holy shit. 40 plus in here right away. You guys were ready for this one. Thank you for being here right away. It's freaking crazy. And you know what, guys? It is the 69th episode. Like, what a like, dude. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Like, obviously, we're 5 days before Christmas Day. It's very timely that after we did an extensive run of the Sean Connery James Bond movies, we did something a little different and right before the moment, good old December 25th. So tonight we went for National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Obviously, it's a follow-up to Vacation, which seems to be based off a story from 1958 or 9. There's even a weird sequel of sorts involved with the Christmas Vacation. But, let's get festive tonight. And after we get festive, we're going to go right back into partying and all the toxicity because that is what's up. And seriously, guys, I think tonight you better have your eggnogs ready, especially if it's from Oberweis. Before I bring in my panelists here, let's look at all their faces. Holy macaroni. You guys came out crazy. D-Bud, Darius, Lisa, Ruben, Phantom Outsider, Alf G. Buzz. How are you doing? Bush McFadden, Mr. Redshirt, Lovely Sherry, Fat Elvis, Yek Namino. How are you doing? Bryant Barth, Keely Chow, Deleted Scenes, Krampus, G Buzz. What's up? Man, look out. Holy. You guys, Ruben Christopher, Haynes, Shawnee Step. Hello. 70s, rest easy, my guy. I know you hurt your back. Rest easy, my friend. You absolutely need it. Mr. Tickle Truck, and Mr. Tickle Truck wastes no time. With $2, you only get $1 Canadian from this. Ha! We're at $2 in Canadian. Thank you for that. I'll still welcome it. Thank you, sir. John Cream, Ross Hound 911. Hey, from Perth, Australia. Welcome to Toxic Tuesday, Ross Hound 911. A pleasure to meet you. Thank you for being here. John Cream, hello. All right. Tom Connors will be here because it is our triumphant return of the Midnight's Edge man. The Mead guy, the Mead radio guy. But before we do that, let's bring in our other guys here because we have another return here to Toxic Tuesday. He is an absolutely heavily mess, and I'm very, very happy to have Mr. KetoSimple himself, Mr. Dustin. How are you?
Dude, I'm wonderful, man. I'm so glad to be back. Especially for this movie, too, man. This movie hits me like right in the feels.
Dude, it's a feeler. It's a freaking feeler. So glad to have you come. Oh, dude.
I've got a sweatshirt that says "All Biscuits."
Oh, do you really?
I got a bracelet downstairs with bingo.
Oh, do you really?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's crazy how relatable that show is. Like,
so
it's one of those things where somehow, like me and my girlfriend have watched it, and we don't even have the children around. That tells you something. And I know you'd believe me because you've seen it.
I've done it.
He's done it. You hear that, chat? He's done it, as I'll see. I'm just saying, let that be a thing to remember, guys. If you haven't watched Bluey, you should find your way of watching it and just make it happen because it's super wholesome. Kids and adults can enjoy it equally. Even a great episode of how parents dealing with kids when they're hungover from New Year's party is amazing and well written. But all right, Dustin, seriously, you're a miss, dude. Happy to have you back. Let's get this show going. I'm so happy you are here. And we had Mr. Tickle Trunk again, the Narcan 2000. P.S. Shitter's full. Oh, you guys are something else. Oh, and we got another one here. It was a stream element. And that's somebody's rock fan for $20. Says, hi, all. Sorry I can't be with you tonight for Christmas shits and giggles. I will be listening, though, so to try to be amusing in my absence. 70s, you crazily generous son of a bitch. Thank you for the $20, dude. Hopefully you are getting better soon, man. You are missed already. Thank you for $20, dude. Let's bring in our guys here. Like I said, Tom Connors is on the way. Let's bring in our man who keeps, well, you know what he does.
Well, I keep the lights on. I don't know. To keep the lights on tonight might be a little bit more difficult. Better check all the fuses in your house to see how many 30,000 Christmas lights how they look, right? So yeah, it's one of I like to put up a few Christmas ornaments. So yeah, Griswold is a man in my heart. Yeah, with just love this. I was watching it tonight. My wife was like, "What are you watching there? Why are you laughing again?" It's like 20th time you've seen it, and you're still going crazy. So, but yeah, and I apologize if my voice is a little rocky. It's keep catching these things in the wild, so feeling a little bit better now. But
every sickness I feel like is after you. It almost feels personal. Yeah. Does it not?
Yeah. Well, it can't keep me away from Toxic Tuesday, right? When I wake up, I'm like, when I think, I'm like, what day is it? I'm like, oh, it's Toxic Tuesday. Like in my brain now, it's like I don't think it's Tuesday, it's Toxic Tuesday. So
Toxic Tuesday. See, it ain't Tuesday no more, folks. It's Toxic Tuesday.
Toxic Tuesday, yep.
I like that shit. All right, let's bring on our other gentleman here, Mr. Jason of Sci-Fi for Me TV.
Hello.
How are you, man? Welcome to Toxic Tuesday.
Thank you. Coming in from the Bat Cave.
I love the cave, dude.
Your setup looks like mine, kind of.
It's about to change. So
you don't have enough monitors, though.
I keep saying that, but I've only got slots in the tower for 6. So the next one is going that way to Mrs. Boss's workstation. So I'm maxed out.
I hope no one flicks off the light switch in your room by accident, right? And turns off all the computers like in the Griswold house. Yeah.
Right. Oh, and I have to say that whoever made the poster, Mrs. Voss was very tickled that I was Cousin Eddie in that mashup. So she thought that was rather funny.
It's speaking of, before we get into our slideshow here, we had Mr. Magic Poop from the Legion of Memers, because we always got to have our magic poo in the world. We got the poo to keep us in line and also to give us the greatness with a fantastic meme. So let's show that shit off right here, guys. Oh, look at that.
Already.
Oh, man, Mark, look at your hair.
Yeah, I have hair again. That's nice.
Hair, guys.
Looking good, yeah.
Oh,
that
I
sign
love it.
too, by Chevy Chase, yeah.
Oh, I know. Magic Poop, thank you very much for this, sir. Once again, greatly appreciated. So, all right. Man, I'm trying to think of the very first time I saw this, because this was definitely far from the first, I guess you could say, Christmas movie I saw.
Well, Nick, you're in it. Look, see?
Oh, man, too good. I think I saw it when I was a teenager, because I originally saw National Lampoon's Van Wilder, actually. And I remember really liking Van Wilder, and that came out, I think that was 2001 or 2002. So it was around that estimate time I saw Christmas Vacation, because the name National Lampoon really stuck out to me. I'm like, National Lampoon. Okay. Oh, he did other movies. And I found out about like the Vacation, so his Vacation, Christmas Vacation, so on and so forth. I'm like, oh, there's a Christmas Vacation movie. Yeah, I guess I'll see that eventually someday. Eventually, I caught around some winter time, and I was like, how the hell did I not see this movie? It's fucking hilarious. And obviously, I'm very well aware, and it's not lost on me that once again we have yet another actor tied with stigma of crazy. But I like to think that sometimes the crazy brings out a performance, like Mr. Chevy Chase, who plays Clark. I obviously enjoy the shit out of his performances because he's just this dad who's pretty much got the very typical suburban lifestyle. He's got the house, big family. He's trying to get the house going for Christmas. He's got the relatives come over who are all weird, old, boomer, awkward. You name it. The all the relatives are they check all the boxes basically. And you see him, it's basically like it almost feels like it was like his survival of getting through Christmas is what to me I get out of this movie. This is Clark's survival through the period of Christmas, and it's told so funnily. I still like to this day laugh at the ridiculousness of this shit. Like, it's also something that was the precursor to another movie. You guys may have heard of it. It starred that Macaulay Culkin kid. Home Alone, just saying, big old precursor. So it's funny how these movies, always pave the way for another thing. And I like how you had this still here with what was on the background.
Yeah,
well timed mark on that. Very, very, very well timed. But man, does this movie deliver on the last. And to think of it, even when you had the perspective of seeing it coming and knowing the ridiculousness, it. Once again, like I'm Alone, you still feel the last because of how absolutely crazy this all is. But I never got to take the time to acknowledge the absolutely awesome animation hero with Santa living his life being Santa.
Yeah, this opening is awesome. I mean, it's just so much fun. It's just the animation's great. Kind of looks like 60s old time animation, kind of that font, that you if you're grew up in the 70s like me, you kind of recognize that. So yeah, Griswold, nothing checked off on the list yet. So Santa's kind of like acting like Clark here, being a klutz. So I mean, I don't know if depending on the ages of our people watching this, but Chevy Chase was famous on Saturday Night Live for a person named Gerald Ford, and Ford actually was probably one of our most athletic presidents. He played D1 football, but he had a couple incidents where he slipped. He started to fall off an airplane, slipped down the stairs, and so Chevy Chase had this stick going where he's the physical comedy always falling. So I mean, this is awesome. This is like the opening, and the theme is great too. We can't play it, but that Christmas Vacation theme song written for the movie is just really awesome. So yeah, it's a great intro.
Now, okay, Dustin, talk about the first time you saw this wonderful, heartwarming, debauchery-filled flick.
I went to the theater with my mom and my little brother to see this. So I mean, and I remember I didn't have any history with the franchise at this point, but going into the theater, watching this movie, and I don't think I up to this point had seen anything as funny as this shit ever. I mean, man, it was the funniest fucking movie I'd ever seen at this point. It still holds up to this day. I mean, and the funny thing is even at my age, over time, I've found new things in it that are funny. Like the first time I watched it, I didn't notice the Dickie shit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. No, absolutely, man, absolutely. No,
but yeah, this animation's amazing. I mean, like what Tom said in the chat, the fact that this is written by John Hughes is huge too.
No, it is huge. It is absolutely quite huge. I agree. No, I was thinking, how are comedies not having that long lasting effect, or even just regular movie nowadays? You think about all these rewatchable movies, and you could still see it coming and still have that laugh and still be like, wow, that is hilarious. Like, you had all these characters here. You had the characters. You had a simple story, but they made everything work so well. It's, once again, it's all about the execution, and the fact that this is not your, Christmas story of, well, a Christmas story. This is one of chaos and debauchery, and it freaking works. And I love how even the old people have their moments to shine too. Like, obviously with the animal in the house, or the cigar that sets the thing on the fire. Everyone has their moment to do something to fuck up Clark's week, up to and including his boss, and then even his own damn kids. It really nails that suburban lifestyle of having the teenage kids who are, who are just a lot more. I'm trying to think here. They have a knee-jerk reaction to things, and they see their relatives. Oh, they're old, and why are we dealing with them? And I love, they really nailed, I feel like, what would be the atmosphere at this time of 1988 era. I don't know, Christmas time living in the culture of this time.
Yeah, when we were talking about, we watched it last night. We watched Scrooged, and then we watched this right before bed. And so, like, the scene where they're all standing outside, and the daughter, what was her name in this? Audrey in the movie.
Oh yeah, from
there,
Natural Born Killers.
Yeah, like she did Natural Born Killers like 5 years after this, but somewhere in that timeline, right? That's another movie I saw in the theaters. But she was standing outside. She's like, I hope none of my friends drive by and see me standing out here. And I'm like, that's one of those. I don't think I ever heard our kids say something like that, like being around outside. They may have been weird about going into Walmart or something like that, maybe to see some friends at Walmart, but not just randomly standing outside.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's very much the 80s too. I mean, there's no cell phones. There's no everything. You have to go to the store to get your gifts, and I noticed some of the stuff in the malls, and like Sharper Image stuff, and I'm guessing this was Chicago, right? Because most of Hughes' stuff is in Chicago.
Well,
yeah, it's a suburb of Breckenridge, Colorado.
In Chicago, it takes place in Chicago, but this portion of the movie was actually filmed in Colorado, but the stuff at the home was from Burbank, California. Actually, it's all Burbank, California. But I'll tell you what, though, as someone who is obviously from Illinois, it did give that feel of it being in Illinois. Like, this feels like, I guess you could say the suburban family in 1988 in the Midwest. So they definitely got the believability down stat. Absolutely nailed it. I love it. And the fact that you see, once again, this is another thing too, like, Clark, of all the things, has to play petty, dick measuring contest with I'm the big man on the road type of situation.
Yeah, but I mean, but what's the appropriate thing to do there? I mean, if I'm in the car and these guys are like riding my ass, like, what's the appropriate response there?
Slow down.
I think Mark just nailed it for you right then and there. That's the response you do.
Nowadays,
I hate it when people tailgate. God.
Nowadays, though, that wouldn't be the response that you get. You'd have to be very careful who you want to promote.
In Chirac,
I'd be really careful.
Well, that's what. Yeah, we had a friend who was living in DC in the 80s, and he gave the finger to someone, and the guy's like, "You don't do that there." Same thing in Texas too. I mean, it's like, how come everyone's so polite? It's like, well, do you see all the gun racks in everyone's cars driving around? I mean, it changes your outlook.
Well, I mean,
right?
I've driven through Texas. I mean, I've been in Texas a bunch, and like, people drive crazy. It's like driving in Chicago. You know what I mean? You got people cutting like 5 lanes of traffic to hit an exit within 4 feet. But I don't know. But that's a lot different. That's like they're provoking them. That's a whole. I would have done more than flip them off. But I guess depends. I guess having my kid in the car would be a different thing. That's probably an actual scene right there. You probably have a robe just like that, don't you, Nick?
Believe it or not, I actually don't own any robes. I do have more pajama pants than I do have regular pants, though. I will
Well,
say
You better
that
get a
much.
robe so you can pull off that look.
Believe me, I have, I don't know, somewhere between 10 and 15 pajamas. It's great. Would highly, highly recommend. You don't need those jeans, guys. Come on. You don't need the jeans. You just need to get a giant oversized tree that barely fits over your car and just say that the shitter was full. And that's how the cookie crumbles. That's it. Oh shit. What's up, Dave? Toxic
Thanks,
Tuesday. Dave for $5. The gift that keeps on giving. This show always crushes it, but tonight you are slaying it. Yeah. That was good, Dave. How you doing, man? Thanks for the $5, sir. I appreciate it. Great hanging out with you Friday night on the comic shop episode. All right. Tom brings up something great here. This movie and the original Vacation are based on actual stories from National Lampoon's magazine by John Hughes. Basically, John Hughes is Russ in these stories. And you know what? That makes a lot of sense that he'd be Russ. Because, well, Russ gets to know his dad quite well in this movie. Quite very well.
Yeah.
Whether it's at the lights or it's at the look at the clothing section. Russ definitely got a good old slice of life in his 97 minutes in this movie. That is for certain. Good old Russ.
There's supposed to be there's a missing scene between here and when they're digging up the tree.
Okay.
Where they talk with a guy. They're talking with somebody there's a guy that runs the Christmas tree lot, but it's cut out of the movie for some reason. I'm not sure why. But I guess on the DVD, there's one of the old DVDs, there was a picture of the guy sitting in the Christmas tree lot from the scene that was cut out.
Yeah, and how long would it take to dig out that tree too? It's like,
oh, dude, no, with nothing, no shovel.
I mean, the
Forever,
gag
they would
is
still
funny,
be doing it.
Yeah, frozen ground. Yeah, but I just love this too. It's like, it's like your parents telling you, this is what we do for Christmas. Why can't we get a tree in the mall or whatever? One of the parking lots. And Clark is like, no, this is how we do it. We got to find the Griswold tree, and then the music goes. This heavenly music, and it's like, that's not gonna. Kids are like, that's not gonna fit in the house. It's just full. It's not going in our yard, Russ.
Oh, I did see that.
It's going in the living room.
I did see that.
Yeah. Yes. Tom is right, by the way. This truck was in They Live, and it was Russell's truck in Overboard. That is 100% correct. To me, this just seems like a funny dad moment, because you see the kids are irritated. The one's just like, oh, what are you gonna do next? And Clark's just like, I don't know how I'm gonna work this with this tree, but I'm gonna make it work. And the fact he rips it from the root too.
Now, maybe I'm the only one that thinks this, but our household, when they figure out that they don't have any shovels or anything, and they put that bong, I think that's one of the only flaws with this movie.
Yeah,
I can agree.
They should have made the kid walk back to get a saw or something and come back frozen or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. To really
here come the 80s yuppies. 80s yuppies alert.
Oh,
80s
dude, they're
yuppies
so
alert, and we got what's her face from Seinfeld, because I didn't watch Seinfeld, but I know she's from Seinfeld. And
This was before Seinfeld, though. She was a stand-up comic.
Was she?
She was on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Wow. Was this during the Myers, Carvey, Sandler era?
This before. No, this was the early 80s. I think she was season 2, maybe.
Okay.
I'm gonna double check that, but we were talking about that just the other day, because we watched this movie 5 times since Thanksgiving.
Holy shit! Nice. That's good, man. Oh, I love this tree. The fact, and then, you know what? I could definitely see. No, I could definitely see. Any of the dads or most of the dads I know, but guys, it's gonna be all right. And then the tree opens up, and it's still gonna be all right, because that's just the dad who just said I would make it work despite
maybe
this
she wasn't, unless it's showing up somewhere else on her bio page.
I thought she was on for a year, or maybe she just obviously she would have guessed it later, but I thought she was on for a couple of years, but
Because she started
so many people on
Seinfeld
Saturday
in
Night Live.
90.
So. Yeah, she was
Are you
on Saturday Night
talking
Live.
about-
Yeah. 82 to 88. Yeah, it says. Yeah.
Is this what I think? What Keely Chow is mentioning right here? Is this whom you are referring to, Dustin?
Yeah.
There you go, Julia
It's not
Lewis.
showing up on her
Dreyfus.
internet movie. It's only going to 86 for some reason.
Well, that's
Well, she left in the
great.
85 season. Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, it only goes down to like her role in Troll, which was 86 on Internet Movie
Mhm.
Database. It doesn't go any further for some reason.
Yeah, she was 82 to 85. Yeah, because I remember I was watching SNL in high school. So yeah, she was. That's when it was really good. Yeah, the 80s. So yeah, she was on. Yep. So that's a classic scene here.
IMDb has changed their layout the last
Okay.
I don't know, a few months. I don't see it under self either for her. I wonder why it's only going back to.
Is it uncredited? Maybe.
No,
Like
if she
an
was on
uncredited-
if she was on the cast, she'd get a credit over here on IMDb.
Well, yeah, she
Or
was
at
on
least she
82 to
should.
82 to 85. Yeah, so yes, that's where she met her husband, Brad Hall.
Mm-hmm. See, I don't know. I you guys got me.
Trust me, I was there. I was watching then. Yeah. So yeah, she.
Oh,
was
I
on,
believe
yeah.
you,
I
Mark.
didn't miss.
I believe
I didn't
you.
miss the Saturday Night Live in the 80s, so I haven't watched.
You
it in a
missed the
few
Saturday
years,
Night
but-
Live in the 80s. It's a shame it wasn't Rocky and Apollo on Saturday Night Live in the 80s. Then I know you would have stayed up every night
every night.
for Saturday Night Live in the 80s if it was Rocky and Apollo. Because no matter what happens, all roads lead to Rocky and Apollo.
And we didn't get a reaction from you and Matt in bed together. I mean, come on.
Well, Matt's just got look. Matt has attachment issues. Kiss my ass, kiss my ass, kiss my ass. Oh, yeah, you're nice. Happy Hanukkah. I love. Oh no, okay. I saw earlier some comments were mentioning about this movie begging to different toxicity. I don't really find this movie to be all that toxic. Even I'd say maybe there's a moment or two. But for me, it's
Here.
really not. Some will say I'm underestimating it, and I feel like this to me is probably one of the few moments I guess you can interpret it as such. And we all know why for very obvious reasons. For me, the best part is when Russ arrives, and he just looks at Russ like as if he's just some guy he just knows, rather than oh shit, that's my son seeing this.
I don't really necessarily think this is toxic at all. Like this scene,
Yeah.
especially. I mean, as a person, you can flirt with somebody you find attractive, right? Like, especially like when you're dealing with like counter people, cashiers, that kind of stuff. I do it all the time. I
That's
do
a
it
little more
right in front
awkward,
of
I
my wife.
guess.
I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a funny scene, though. God, it's hysterical.
Oh, it's a
yeah.
fucking amazing
Russ-
scene.
Russ shows
Are
up.
you kidding me? It's a bit
Yeah.
nipply. What did I say? Nipple?
Yeah.
Oh,
And she's
Clark.
very 80s attractive. I mean, she's attractive still by sort of these standards, but then like later in the movie when you see her in the bathing suit, she has that very 80s look to her.
Mhm.
Like,
Well, that's
like,
an
you can
80s
imagine her being
sweater.
on like a million posters in some teenager's room.
The
Which I
jerk
don't
off
even think they use
station.
them posters anymore, do they?
She was the jerk off station for a lot of dudes in the 80s. Simple as that. It was the jerk off station. When there's 80s man caves, she was the jerk off station.
Hey, look at that shot there.
Oh, yeah.
See? You can't see the
the line.
And then who
And
knows
Russ-
who knows who the kid Russ is famous for? What show was he on later in life?
Oh, I don't
Anyone
know.
recognize the kid?
This is Johnny Galecki,
Yeah, Big Bang,
Big Bang
Theory.
Theory.
Big Bang Theory,
That's
and
the guy from Big
Roseanne.
Bang.
And Roseanne,
Yeah,
too,
Roseanne.
yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I didn't watch too much Roseanne in my life. I just never got around to it. So
My mom
I couldn't
loves
tell you,
Roseanne,
man.
so I watched it with her all the time. So we only have one
I
TV
heard it
now.
was good. Yeah, I heard it was good. I just sadly never did to it. But rewatching this, even though I saw this first, I can't help but see God, what's her face already? Juliette Lewis, who's Audrey, the daughter. I can't help but think of her in Natural Born Killers, even though I saw this many moons before Natural Born Killers. Because Natural Born Killers, I was a super late bloomer for. I can't help but see her and thinking of, holy crap, where is Woody Harrelson? Where the fuck are you, Woody? Come on, man. You better have that surprise appearance. And he doesn't. He doesn't. And her, the lady who beat the Matrix guy in Grandma's Boy in gaming. Remember? Or do you not see Grandma's Boy?
Grandma's Boy is amazing.
I know. And she's the one who helped her grandson get the game back that the emo brat dude. I can't remember his name. Oh, JP. That was his name, JP, because he was the joke of the gaming community. And I was thinking, like, when I was rewatching this, I'm like, holy crap, how did I not recognize she was in this the whole time? Obviously, Seinfeld lady, because yes, I will call her Seinfeld lady because I've never watched Seinfeld, but I always know Seinfeld lady. And man, Clark stapling the fucking roof. Mark, have you put up Christmas decorations at your place?
That's how we used to do it.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
Staple gun, yeah.
I remember back in 70s, early 80s, my dad would get up on the ladder and the exterior outdoor Christmas lights are different from the ones you'd have inside, but the cable is thicker.
Yep.
And you'd lay it flat against the house, and you'd pop the staple, and then you'd go to the next one. You do it on either side of the lamp, either side of the bulb, so it sticks out straight from the house, and it doesn't dangle and droop. Mm-hmm. So you go all the way around the house, staple. Yeah, it took forever.
There were no zip ties back in the 80s.
No.
Now, so Jason, did you do it to the extent that our good friend Clark here did it? Or was
no.
Every every
no, you put a staple on either side of every bulb.
Okay.
Because then you get a nice clean uniform line all the way across, and it all looks the same.
Okay.
And my family, we did all red. So we had all red bulbs all the way around. It looked really good.
Did you leave it all year, or did they come down?
They came down probably within a couple of weeks after Christmas was over. Right. We didn't leave them up too terribly long afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, because some people, they leave their lights on. Screw up.
We've got a tree in the front yard, a big Christmassy looking tree in the front yard. And we just leave the lights on it and just unplug it for the season.
Yep.
Wow. Nice, dude. I mean, out here where I am, we since we're in an apartment area, you have to take the decorations down outside immediately, but we'll probably have the stuff that's inside the home. We'll probably have it through, I don't know, a week or two into January, and then take it down, because our place, we always set up for the next holiday. So I'm sure we'll have something for St. Patty's Day. I'm sure we'll also be seeing a lot of green here, a whole lot of green. But no, dude, I thought, holy crap, he actually used a staple gun. And then you guys are telling me that's the way they did it. I thought that was just being a joke and being ridiculous. This part is freaking hilarious. So awesome. And I forgot this happened, because when it happened, like, I'm thinking of like stuff, I laughed my ass off. And I'm like, how did this part, I not remember? Because this part should have stuck on the back of that big old flying glob of ice that goes ripping into the neighbor's window. Man, holy shit.
And there's not a week that goes by that, like, the lady would be like, "Hey, where's the what's this? Why is this?" I'm like, "I don't know, Margot."
I
It's
know
funny you talk about the way things were done back in the day. That credit when he's in the mall shopping, and you had that credit card machine.
Okay.
And like there are people of an age now that have no idea what that thing is.
Right.
Where you'd put the put the
clue.
receipt in the thing and the carbons, and
Yep.
you'd put the card in and you'd swipe it across and have the card. None of this electronic stuff like you have now.
Oh yeah.
Jeffrey knows
You had to
what's
make a carbon copy, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you had to,
And then the store would have to mail it in, and then it'd have to be processed. It'd take forever, and then it wouldn't show up on your card until you got your statement. And then you find out you're overdrawn.
And that stereo that got destroyed, that's like a super expensive Bang & Olufsen stereo from the 80s, like super high end stuff that an audiophile would have, or an evil 80s yuppie. So that like even makes it sweeter that's destroyed, because it's Clark takes it out, and it's and like no one knows, like, because the freaking icicle melts away, so they come home, they're like, something had to break the window, and why is our carpet so wet? What's going on? They just die,
Dude. Wow, Mark. Ain't that some shit? No. Oh. See, now if it were me, I would OCD the hell out of this. It's already bad enough I have OCD. Me doing these Christmas lights to the extent that he did,
yeah.
I would have OCD this. I probably would have never even gotten done. I probably would have never even gotten that far. Seriously.
I would never have done it. I'm terrified of heights.
Oh, really?
Well, it's not so much the heights, it's the gravity that terrifies me.
Oh, look at who is here, and he's got a nice tree. And is that pizza? Oh, hold on.
And I don't know what heathen cut this in squares.
Thanks,
But
Tom.
only,
I'm
like-
craving pizza now.
Yeah, but like, what the hell is this
Squares?
cutting it in squares shit? Like, only
Squares?
cheap parents at a birthday party do that shit.
Dude. It's part
Didn't you
of
get
what's
square
happened
pizza
with
at school?
Chicago.
Rectangle in school, man.
Yeah.
Well, I love rectangle.
I
too.
found those. I found a place. I found a place online that actually sells those pizzas that you had in junior high.
Oh, what model is that? Sorry, did anyone recognize her?
I
Sorry.
don't know. I actually never looked into this one. Tom, do you know who this is?
No, not offhand.
Well, I do have
I
one
love how you
question.
have-
Okay, think about this. You've got the grandparents sleeping in the bunk beds, and you've got the brother and sister sleeping in the other bed. They should have put the brother and sister in the bunk beds and put the grandparents in the bed together.
Yeah, because Grandpa's not getting to the top bunk, right?
He's not getting on the top bunk. There's no way.
Yeah, I'm not getting to the top bunk that easily these days either. So
Happy
happy Mother's Day, 1983. Love, Clark.
Was that a old bar of soap?
No, it's an old present. He's hiding the presents up there. And
Yeah, it was 1983. It was
Found
happy. It
one.
was Happy Mother's Day, 1983.
Okay. I thought it was a bar of soap. I was like, oh,
It might have been.
Merry Christmas. Yes, because a Merry Christmas sure was full. Yeah, I know. We're getting there, guys. We're getting to that legendary. Dude, I can't even imagine getting stuck in the attic. Like, I've probably the most I've been in an attic was when I was left open installing cable during my super duper short duration as I guess I'm gonna say it here, cable guy. But other than that, it's I spent a few minutes up there, but I love it because you see that he's absolutely fucking stuck, and he creates a damn hole in this place, and it never gets addressed again during the rest of the movie. I always thought I had it all like, we're just gonna pretend that whole, it solved itself. We're just gonna roll with that. I always thought that was funny and ridiculous, and that's, of course, no. That's the charm and ridiculousness of these movies.
Should
You
revisit this
just go with
movie and
it.
go through and calculate how much damage is caused to their house and their neighbor's house during the
Right?
duration of this movie.
Actuarials would have a conniption fit on this. Insurance agents. I had a thing. I had my cat one time. We had just moved into our duplex, and the stairs going up. We had it was kind of a stack. The bedrooms were upstairs, and I'm going up the stairs, and then the attic is above that. And the stairs go up, and then the stairs, of course, have the ceiling that's angled to go up along in that hallway, right?
Okay.
And the attic was above that. So I'm up in the attic, and my cat Beethoven decides he wants to come explore in the attic, and he ends up dropping in a hole and sliding down inside the ceiling above the stairs.
Oh God.
And I'm like, oh crap, how do I get the cat out? It's like, I hope I can reach him. I finally managed to get him out, but he was not happy, and he didn't come anywhere close to that. You talk about putting holes in the ceiling in the attic. I was like, I got a story.
The scene
All
we
right,
just passed
so-
up,
And
with
that
is
is-
watching all
that
the
is-
movies.
We can't ignore that
always
pizza comment.
cheers me up.
So okay,
This
so
is true.
Jeffrey
This is
Lane
true.
Says Sally's Pizza in New Haven, Connecticut, best pizza on this entire planet. Also, New Haven has 4 other amazing pizza places. I have heard this before. I know, obviously, Barstool Sports has covered many of these pizzerias in this area, and that's cool as shit. And obviously, Mark here below me is a Connecticut native, and also pleasure to meet you in the chat, Jeffrey Lane. I have not seen you here before, so welcome to Toxic Tuesday. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
There was a really good pizza place in Indianapolis. I was there in 89, 90. It was a below street level hole in the wall called Chicago's Pizza in Indianapolis. Are they still here? Okay.
Yeah. There was one in my town, and they just moved.
They expanded now, right? There's more than one location.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good pizza. I
don't think I've ever had it.
The best that I've had anywhere. So, when we were there, we were 45-minute wait in line just to order.
Wow.
It's not like that anymore.
It was good too.
Yeah.
I hate to derail a pizza stream, and trust me, no one hates derailing pizza more than me.
Yeah.
We should do a pizza stream sometime.
Oh, we need to, but come on, this legendary scene where he gets the lights on is absolutely legendary. And the fact that it all revolves around one switch inside the house. One damn switch.
Nuclear
ruins
reactor.
It all.
Does Illinois even have a nuclear reactor?
Now they do.
Okay. I
Oh,
imagine as far as nuclear reactors in Illinois, my guess is how that stuff works is imagine Homer Simpson times every factory, and that's probably how we handle nuclear stuff in all these Illinois businesses, because Illinois and actual practices of things don't go hand in hand. I have always had a theory that OSHA does not go to the south side of Chicago because they're the south side of Chicago. So OSHA is probably just like, you know what? We don't feel like going to Chirac. We're just going to give these all 5 stars and say it's all good here because we kind of want to live. We kind of want to live. And Chirac, no, we don't need no Chirac in our lives like that. We don't need that. No. And
Who forgot
Jeffrey,
to,
I see your comment.
Someone coughing or something back soon. Yeah.
Yeah, there is a sequel to this movie.
John Candy's clearing his sinuses, I think.
Yeah, are you okay there, Jason?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
I'm getting over bronchitis. I thought I had my mic muted, so.
No, you're
I
good,
figured
man.
as much. That's why I was saying it.
So
It's the old guy, and it's one of Clark's grandfather.
They sort of made a sequel, and I have to emphasize the word "sort" because I guess you could say it's like a sequel of a.
There's
sequel,
2 of
sort
them.
Yes, that's true. I mean, you want here? Why don't you have it, Tom? I've talked a lot, so go
Well,
ahead
of
and go
course,
on.
you've
You
got
go on,
obviously
Rico.
Vegas Vacation,
Yes, there's that. Tom. There's that sequel, but
which
go ahead and
most
go
people
for
would
it.
like to forget. And then one that's equally worse, if not more worse, or more so anyway.
More worse, sir.
Yeah, was the straight to video sequel called Christmas Vacation 2 Cousin Eddie's Island Adventure or something shit like that.
Yes, Cousin Eddie's Adventure. Even though Christmas Vacation is a sequel to Vacation, and yet here we are spawning off a separate story.
It was
For Cousin
redonkulous.
Eddie.
And what's really weird is the original Audrey comes back in it. Like the one from National Lampoon's Vacation, not the one from Christmas, from the original.
The original.
Yeah. And so, am I the only one here who's seen it?
But if
It is
I'm looking at it,
I've
you've got
barely seen
vacation, you've got vacation, then you've got European vacation, then Christmas vacation, right? Is that the order?
Regular vacation, European, Christmas, then Vegas.
Yes.
It was 2003 and it was a TV movie.
Yeah, I think technically it aired on TV at least once or something like that. Like CMT or some shit.
It's like this as good as the Star Wars Christmas special, I guess, or that bad. I haven't seen it.
It's about that
just
bad. What's
not
weird is
good.
it's got a decent cast because you have both Randy Quaid and what's her face coming back. You know, you have the original Audrey returning in it for no good real reason other than she's just there, and you have I think Ed Asner playing like some relative that I think is like was it Connie? Is that her name? His wife there. Speaking of perfect timing, is he comes in the movie.
Good
Which
old
most people
Ed.
don't realize how late he comes into the film. I
Yeah.
mean, he's not in the movie right away. It's about 40, I think close to 40 minutes into the movie almost, maybe 30.
Yeah. It
But
builds to him.
But yeah, so basically the short version is Eddie is working for some company that does tests, and he has an adverse effect to something. So they send him on an island vacation to make up for it. Like he signs off, the waiver not to sue them. And so that he gets stuck on this island and like basically like they get shipwrecked on an island. It's really dumb.
That doesn't.
It
sound
barely
like
has anything to do with
vacation.
Christmas. They just call it Christmas Vacation 2. Yeah, just because. Like it's
Just because, yeah.
Built-in audience.
Yeah, I mean, there's some
audience.
elements they just shove in there that have to do with Christmas, but like when Audrey comes in, it's like she has some rapport with the family, and it's like, you hate these fuckers. What?
Wow, are you?
Because it's like whatever city they're supposed to be living in when the movie starts out. Because that's the other thing, they're like living in some little small apartment place, and she shows up. And I think it's supposed to be like New York or the main city of Chicago or something like that. And she's like all upset. So instead of going home to her parents, she goes to her, third cousin Eddie's?
That's not it. Who lives in the RV?
They don't live in an RV anymore, but I say that's the point.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, so like she goes there and she's all upset because her and her boyfriend broke up or she lost her job or something. I can't even remember what it is. So she just shows up all distraught. And I'm like, why the fuck is she here? Like none of this makes sense, but whatever. Just so they could have her in the movie. But she didn't look like she aged all that much from the original film, which was hilarious. But yeah. And that's like the only other thing I've ever seen that actress in besides the first Vacation movie was that. So like,
whoa, holy
Cardinal Sin.
Wow.
shit.
Cardinal Sin making
Thank
it
you, Cardi.
snow.
Wow, Cardinal Sin. Holy
What a Christmas present.
And it's just a dancing emoji on the
Put it over there
building.
with the rest of them, Greaseball.
Can I see it again, Mark?
And not to interrupt, but there's actually I actually found out what all those gifts were.
Oh my!
They're all the
holy
same thing,
shit.
ain't they?
Yeah, they're
Cardinal
all like
Sin.
a desk organizer.
Oh, Jesus.
Cardinal Sin with a $49.99 super sticker. Woo! Damn, Cardinal. Thank you, dude. That's very, very, very damn generous of you. Holy hell, dude. Thank you very. Wow, I did not expect that one to happen tonight. That escalated quickly, guys. Seriously.
Thank you, Cardinal Sin.
Yeah,
Merry
think,
Christmas.
I think you deserve a good old Thanos punching Captain Marvel in the face for that. Thank you again, Cardinal Sin. That was legendary. You legendary man. Seeing this makes me want to go sledding, though. I love sledding.
Just don't lube your sled with that stuff.
This is probably my least favorite scene in the movie, actually.
Well,
It's
that
like the
doesn't
only
do
scene
for
in the
the
movie that
movie.
doesn't further the plot. It has
doesn't.
nothing to do with anything else. And it only feels like it's there just because they have the Walmart bit in the end. And it's like, okay, so Walmart paid you a bunch of money for this. Gotcha. I mean, it's funny, don't get me wrong, but it's like this, of all the other things in the movie, this is the one time I feel like it slows down, even though this is still a decent, funny scene.
Speeding
It's
up pretty
like-
fast, though, the sled.
He is, but I mean, you know what I mean? Like, as far as the story wise, like, it has nothing
Yeah,
to do
it's
with
nothing-
anything
yeah,
else.
it's
Like,
true. But you get
It's
Chevy,
funny, but it wasn't obviously essential to what's going on in the movie. No, you're right. It's
I think the
it's
only
an
reason it's still
entertaining
in there and didn't
throwaway.
get deleted is because of the Walmart bit. I'm serious. Like, I think otherwise it probably would have gotten excised because it has nothing to do with anything else.
and it's totally ridiculous too. Other
Yeah,
than
yeah.
that's going
It's
through
the only
house.
time, yeah, where the verisimilitude really goes out the window with anything, too. Yeah.
Well, I guess the car jumping like the Dukes of Hazzard in the beginning too.
Well, that was actually less than the first movie. If you remember the jump they made in the first movie. How far do you think we went, Dad? Oh, about 500 yards. Whatever it was he said. It's got to be some kind of record. Yeah, it probably is, Russ.
Yeah.
Oh,
He puts his glasses on and they fall apart.
oh, look at that one.
I'm not trying to bash on the movie at all, but like this is the
No,
only
no, I
scene
didn't
where
feel
it's
like
like
you were, man.
this is
I didn't
usually
feel like
where I
you
go
were.
to the bathroom.
Well, this is one of those things. Like, this is one of those movies that it's perfectly imperfect. So it's like, even with all of its flaws, it's still an amazing movie. And I wouldn't, without side of the like that bong sound or whatever, I wouldn't change
Yeah.
anything with this movie. I mean, as silly and as stupid as some of the things may be, I wouldn't change it.
No. You know what's funny though? This is one of the few Christmas movies where we don't actually get to see Christmas Day.
Oh, that's
You're
right.
right.
It ends on Christmas Eve, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no,
And that's why the
yeah,
Advent
dude.
calendar, I think, was put in there afterwards, so you can kind of tell where you're at as far as time wise, because it just kind of
Well, these-
speeds through. So yeah, these feel like they were filmed afterwards, just
Does
to kind
it
of give
take
you an
place
idea.
does it start immediately after Thanksgiving, Tom? If my memory is correct, this starts shortly after Thanksgiving.
I can't remember what the original date, but they have like three little intercut scenes where they give you the date with the little Advent calendar.
So their parents are there for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Too long,
that's what I
right?
mean. Like, it was shortly after Thanksgiving because this takes place. I feel like it was a week or two, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like it's maybe 2 weeks at best after Thanksgiving. I think that's what it is.
Because
Those are
when
top-
Cousin Eddie shows up and he's like, "Oh, we're gonna be here till next month," then the scene cuts and it's like December 14th, and I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, it's the old cousin Eddie.
I can't
Cousin Eddie
swim, Clark.
swimwear.
And I love when when Clark
And then
goes, "I know,
kills
Eddie."
him.
It's almost like he planned it on purpose, like subconsciously, the one thing he knew he could do that Eddie couldn't enjoy.
Yeah, this
Yep.
is the 80s swimsuit, right? Yep.
There's clearly a take on the scene from Past Times. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if there was any
Makes-
like if there was actual footage shot of her naked. They just decided to cut it out.
You do see the side of her tit.
Yeah, but nipple doesn't count. But
But no, you're right, because the second one was PG-13. Was this one PG-13 as well? I think
Yeah,
this was only
I
PG.
think-
this one's PG-13.
Oh,
Yeah, I
it
didn't
is
have to
You had to
use-
get a PG-13?
I didn't have to
Yeah.
get Madden tonight for this one. I could have.
No, but
you
that's the
should-
thing
you
that's
should
weird is-
anyways.
The second movie has like more tits in it than the first one, but it's only PG-13.
Yeah,
Well,
back
there's
in the
also
80s.
a time difference
Lots-
with the way that the MPAA looked at stuff too,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Well, you could have
When
topless
PG-13
women in PG movies. I mean,
Oh, back then before PG, yeah. As
Clash,
long
of
as there
the,
were,
Clash of the Titans. I remember
Yeah.
we went to that for my birthday party. And
the rule basically is if it has to do with sex or not. That's kind of the whole
Yeah.
thing. Like
My
if they're
mom was
having
so
sex, it's an
pissed.
instant R. But if they're not having sex, you can show almost all the tits you want.
Yeah, all
Same
the
thing with F
12-year-olds.
words back then. Yeah.
My mom is like trying to cover all the guys in the row, and the girl comes out of the temple topless. She's like, "Oh my God, you can see her boobs." We're all like 12-year-olds at like my birthday party. Like, I'm so sorry, guys, you had to see that. I'm like, I know, Mom, it was terrible. It was so horrible.
I'm sure Mark was
we'll
just
survive.
so traumatized.
We'll survive.
I'm sure
yeah.
you never recovered from that, Mark. I'm
Yeah,
sure everything
yeah.
about it was just absolutely terrible. I'm really
Yeah.
sorry, Mark.
Because there was a lot of movies back in the day, like where there were just random boobs, and you're like, but why is there a boob in this movie? And not that I would be complaining, but you'd be like, you'd be movies you wouldn't even expect to be boobs in. You know what I mean?
No, they used the PG-13 to its fullest extent when it first came out. Like they did a lot. Like great examples. Look at like Police Academy 2. Like in the first few minutes of the movie, you get tits and everything. It's like, oh, that's great.
Yes, Mothman. Yeah.
On that
Yeah,
day,
that was a
Mark
classic.
D, as Gary likes to say, Mark
And
with
on
the
that
big
day,
D.
The big D.
the
I still
little D
remember-
became the big D.
I still remember being in the theater, being like, kind of being on the edge of my seat during that scene, like, come on, baby, let's go. I was
Yeah,
like,
by
baby,
this
let's
point, I don't
go.
think they'd let you have tits in PG-13, but like they
No.
let him get away with the one F word, I think, later on. Where he's like, I think you're all fucked in the heads. No, he gets away with 2 of them. You're all fucked in the heads. And then he goes,
Yes.
you're going to be so happy we're going to be whistling out our assholes or whatever. And he's like, we're going to be the happiest Christmas since Bing Crosby danced with Danny fucking Kaye.
Yeah.
They removed that line, and I think that's how they got a PG rating in the UK.
Possibly in the UK, they're probably more worried about language and they don't give a shit about nudity.
Yeah.
You can see nudity on like regular TV over there in some places. Like,
Yeah. Tell me about it. Yeah.
All
But
right.
the and the subtitles, I think, killed some of the F words too. Yeah.
like I said,
There we
you
go.
only said it
There
like
we go.
twice in
It
this
is-
one.
I gotta go back to that one.
Yeah.
In the first one, you
Merry
had the
Christmas,
freak out in
shit
the
was
car where he
full.
said it like a half a dozen times, I think. But like,
Oh, Eddie, my guy here.
There's the reindeer that got destroyed. Yeah. All the crap. Yeah. Could you imagine
Santa.
in the yuppies next door, like just looking at this? Like, shitter was full.
Dude,
Mm.
that guy.
it's a storm drain, not a
When he
sewer.
walks out, it just hits him in the face. You can see like that, like when the dude walks out, it just hits him. He's like, and then he looks over and
Oh man, talk about not being able to catch a break with fucking shit and your crazy cousin.
And he's sitting there
going
fucking
after-
smoking a cigar over it too.
Oh damn! All right,
Howdy, neighbor.
we got a direct donation. And WG for $50 says, Merry
Wow.
Christmas, Saint Nick Weiser. WG, you crazy man, with $50. Thank you. Oh, dude, I hope to see you at the next meetup. First beer or 3 is on me, dude. WG, you generous son of a bitch. Thank you very much, man. What the hell? 250s. You guys are insane. You're insane. But I love you guys. Thank you very, very much. Hole in the thing and all. Appreciate WG and shout out, man. Thank you. All right. Let's keep this show
Like
rolling.
7 years and he couldn't find a job. Catherine said he's holding out for a management position.
Yeah. Those are like the lines are the best. It's like, yeah.
I love this scene because they're walking through and he picks up like $100 worth of dog food.
Yeah. This is a great scene because he's like, yeah, we'd like to help you, help you give it, nice Christmas to the kids and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, we just like to do it for the kids. Well, his kids can fend for himself, Clark. It's like, no, your kid.
Yeah.
Because he asked where he got because he told him about the trading. He's like, oh, I lied. I didn't trade it.
And check out the Cabbage Patch dolls for $32.
Dude,
Oh, those
look
were
at that
supposed to work now.
packaging. That looks
Mint
like
in
it
box.
almost looks like like almost like a maybe like a Kmart or type of store. It
It's
looked like a
Walmart.
Kmart
That's
type
what
of
Walmart
store.
used to look like.
Walmart.
Oh, you're right.
Oh yeah, this is
Okay,
Walmart heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Because
Walmart.
that's
I
when
mean,
they
this is
were,
like nostalgia Walmart. Like when I remember going to Walmart when they first opened here.
That's what I was saying is I'm pretty sure like because there's a couple of deleted scenes and like I said that were actually funnier than the sled scene. But I think the only reason the sled scene is in the movie is because they had to because I think Walmart practically paid for this movie probably.
And check out that old-fashioned garland that we still have on our tree on the right there. And I
They
love
still
that
have old Roy at Walmart too, by the way.
dude.
Different bags, but yeah.
old Roy dog food.
Old Roy. Oh crap! See, I didn't actually notice the bag had Walmart all over it this entire freaking time. I should have pieced it together with the made in the USA because obviously that was a thing Walmart was more known for way back in the day.
Well, they had to take that down because they got found out they were lying.
Oh, I did not know that. I knew they changed it, but I didn't know it was because of that. Damn, dude. Wow.
Packaged in the USA doesn't mean the same as made in the USA.
Yeah. And I love when Eddie says, "Oh, when he finally agrees to like, have Clark give him gifts." He's like,
"He's already got a list ready."
Something. Yeah, he's like at the list. He's like, "Why don't you get me something nice too?" It's like, sure, yeah. So,
okay, if you guys had a house like that in there, do you think it would have blinded any of you guys with that many lights, or do you think you would have been just not batting an eye over it? Do you think this could actually be pulled off, or do you think it would?
Oh yeah, there's people who've done more. That's the thing is these are like actual like contests now. People have like the Griswold house contests.
Like
we got a couple houses.
Dude, what? There's a
Yeah, they have them where they play music and stuff.
Griswold house has actually become a term for this kind of thing.
No, what, Jason? That is hilarious.
Yeah, like I said, there's even neighborhoods that'll have like contests and stuff.
Like,
yeah, we have a couple of houses in our town that deck out like that, and then one guy has like they close down the street and like they have viewing times and like totally over the top. Like
the street from our house is a whole thing like you park and you go walking through it and it's free. The guy just does it every year and it's just gotten bigger and bigger over time. Like about a block up the street from me.
Like we have really cool.
What'd you do? Wrap up her damn cat?
Oh, dude!
Everybody knows who she is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows who she is.
Oh yeah, Estelle.
Do you know, Nick?
Are you talking about Aunt Ellen?
Yeah, the lady right there, the old lady.
God, what's her freaking name again?
Well, Estelle is her first name.
Yeah.
No,
but it's more so what she's most famous for.
Yeah, what she's most famous for, right? She was most famous for being Betty Boop.
Yep.
And this was her last movie.
Yep. And in fact, the year before this, last time she ever voiced Betty Boop in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Mae Questel.
Now, William Hickey, her husband, he went on and he was in.
I thought it was Estelle. Jesus Christ.
Well, you were close. Her last name is Questel.
That's what I think I fucked up with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here you go. Thank you guys. Brian Barth, thank you. Says Mae Questel. Okay. Yes. Yeah, I just admit it. I didn't know. I just straight
Work's been kind of slow since cartoons went to color.
Damn. My mind's blown. That turkey looks fucked.
Okay, Eddie.
Look at that.
Doesn't Eddie so much?
Oh, that is mortifying, Mark. That is mortifying.
It locked up on my end. Did it come through for you guys?
Yeah, it came through.
It came through for us and then some. No, I could see Mad Mardigan looking like Cousin Eddie. That I can actually see. Yeah. I can see Mad being Cousin
Eddie. I got a few more coming up, but yeah.
Oh,
that was freaky.
That was really freaky. Oh,
I love Cousin Eddie. God. Well, it's a whole dynamic too
Oh.
on the holidays. Like, when I was a young kid, I always looked forward to, my, older cousins or like brothers coming over. But then, when you get older too, or other people complain, oh, I got to see Aunt so-and-so again, or, the annoying relatives that they don't like, or, people that don't get along. So it's like you sympathize, in the beginning too. And, they're like, oh God, everyone's coming over. They're not staying in a hotel. And just everything that happens is moving like the cat. I don't know if you get away with this today. It'd be considered cruelty.
Actually,
to
this almost got cut out. They almost did for that reason, because they were afraid people were going to freak out about it. But after the test screening, it was one of the highest tested scenes, so it stayed in.
Wow.
That's right up there with the spotted owl
Good.
getting killed in Dumb and Dumber. It's like,
Yeah.
you can't stop laughing.
Well, there is like a trigger warning in IMDb about it, and the user guide.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Fuck's sake.
Wow.
Yeah, I was looking at it. It's in the parental guide, the parental section or whatever.
Mhm.
Parents guide. Let me go back and tell you what it says in there.
That cat had 9 lives. You just spent them all.
You beat me to it. No, but seriously, like that scene, not only obviously, as you said, Tom, it tested well, but it's also become like part of like the cultural aspect of like of
Yes.
things that the movie's remembered by, because I can't remember if I saw it on, I think it was wrapping paper.
Stop in there
I
for
think it was
2
either on a card or wrapping paper. But this scene right here is part of either cards or wrapping paper for when you get gifts. It's this hole of the cat under the ground. And I'm thinking, oh, that is freaking hilarious that's made it that far into the culture. Because, yeah, as Mark said, it would have never come out today. That would not been under.
There's a ton of stuff now that wouldn't make it.
It's reminiscent of the dog joke in the first movie, which is horrible if you think about it. But it's just hilarious because of how it plays out. And we know what kind of dog it was, right? So it's like, it's the same kind of thing. It's like, sure, you can, it's that fine line. It's like, you can do these kind of jokes as long as you do it just right. Like you can't steer too far one way or the other. It's just not going to work. But you get in that first scene in the first movie where the cop's crying and shit. He's like, I had a little pup like that when I was younger. I bet he kept up with you about a half a mile or so. It's just like, and it's the same thing here with the cat. It's like, who gives a fuck? You seen the cat for one scene. You're gonna get that attached to the goddamn cat.
Implied. It's under frightening and intense scenes. It says it is implied that a cat is killed, played for laughs, but could be disturbing for animal lovers.
Oh, for fuck, yeah.
Wow.
So is eating the turkey, right? I mean, or for food lovers, destroying a turkey like that and overcooking
it.
Right? Always have a deep fried.
Y'all
turkey.
are making too much sense here.
And Chase sent this over, so thank you for this.
That's
this
cool.
article. So
Who sent this?
home built Christmas. Che sent this over. Yep, Calverman.
Thank you. So
very cool.
This vacation display includes movies, iconic vehicles. Dude, they even got the look of the vehicle, like the dirtiness and all. And that's
I have the
badass.
Hallmark ornaments of that.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Dude, Tom. We're at to show each other our trees.
Oh, mine's full of like gremlins and
Found some
other
bad
neat
shit.
stuff.
There's some new ones out this year for vacation. Yeah, new Hallmark ornaments.
There
is.
is. I have seen some newbies.
Yeah,
I just only seen the. I've only seen the Cousin Eddie's RV.
I wanted the Christmas Vacation Funko Pop.
Funko Pop? Which one? Was it a Clark or?
Yeah, it's Clark, and it's got like the Santa Kim as the Santa Claus is like a big picture with it.
Okay. I think there's a Cousin Eddie Funko as well.
Oh,
that'd be cool. To cool one.
Oh man, with the outfit on and everything. Yes. Soul Assassin. Hey, this is Toxic Tuesday. Phrasing, and you know how the business works here. In Toxic Tuesday, we do it like this. Oh yeah.
Yo, Apollo.
Hey, Apollo. we got watch this Christmas Vacation, guys, and hey, we can sit down, get romantic. We get some green frige, and can watch a guy with the oversized tree destroy all his decorations. It'll be great, Apollo.
That's pretty
Oh.
cool. Yeah.
I love how it's just such a blank vehicle. Like,
Yeah.
obviously it's a cop car, but just
Yeah, they can't put
some
the
the
cop
city
car in it, I
place.
guess.
It's
Uh, Yeah,
such a
I won't
bland.
play
It kind
because
of reminds me of when I first saw the first Clerks, and if you remember, during the scenes at the Quick Stop, when you'd see a ton of people throughout the day at the Quick Stop ask for cigarettes. But if you ever, it's something I didn't notice until probably about a year after I first saw the movie, that there's not one time in the movie that there was a brand mentioned cigarettes. They just say, "Can I get cigarettes?" Not, no, hey, I need this brand. And then obviously, and that's when I learned, oh, hey, you can't just name whatever brand you want. You have to have, all that legal yada yada in order to actually say those things. And that's crazy. Ooh,
Well, they didn't even
okay,
say like, "Oh, can I get a pack of menthols? Like, can I get a pack of lights?" They didn't even
yeah,
say that. They just said
they
cigarettes.
just say cigarettes.
Yeah.
And I,
Yeah.
I think the same reasons for why it was such a generalized thing is the same way that police vehicle is, well, just a generalized police vehicle. They probably weren't allowed to put the name on unless there was money involved.
Well,
And all right, Mark,
product placement is generally, you get some kind of a deal where, say Marlboro, for example, if you go in and you want to mention Marlboro in a scene, they pay for
Okay.
that mention in order to be in the movie. So Marlboro would end up paying the production. So it's like
Okay.
it's a marketing and advertising expense on their part, where they sit there and say, okay, we'll let you use the name and the logo and all of the artwork and the branding, and we'll pay you to put our product in your movie or TV show.
the more you know.
Well, that's why you
Ooh,
see
the
a lot of
Holy
movies where
Trinity.
all conspicuous, like all the beers in the bar or all the labels are facing away from you. Like you could tell it's a
Oh.
Budweiser, but there's like not a label to be seen. They're all turned around.
You're right. See it? Little things. Wow.
So guys, with these, I have the Star Trek version of these. So with these ornaments, I'll talk and recite lines from the movie. I won't play it, so we won't get zapped.
We have
Star
ornaments like that at home.
Yeah.
For Nightmare Before Christmas, we have Oogie Boogie. We have the Santa Claus, and of course we have Jack. I can't remember the kids' names. We got the collection of them. What? Shock and Barrel. All right, Lock, Shock, and Barrel. All right, thank you. Yeah, man, no, dude, they're cool because once we my girlfriend got them set up together, we were actually able to get like some of them to interact with each other. Dude,
Yeah,
these
they talk to
ornaments,
each other.
It's
So they just
so damn cool to see these.
so they
actually
just
get them
added
to
National
talk.
Lampoon vacation. Yeah, so
Wow.
Christmas vacation. So you get you get the kids. I mean, it's freaking. So Hallmark is doing some really cool stuff. Like, of course, if you like Star Trek, they have the Star Trek tree topper, and they got the
That thing's big too.
Yeah, that's big. And then they got they've got one for they've got a Death Star, which I don't know how the wife acceptance factor of putting that on top of the tree. That's probably a zero. That's not happening.
Oh,
but,
see,
check
now
out this.
that I would love to own. If someone
how
said,
cool that
Nick,
is.
you gotta pick one, that'd be the one that comes home with me. That would be the one.
Well, hopefully Santa will put that under your tree. So.
Oh man.
And you know what I
All
tell
right,
everyone? Go to
Santa.
the Hallmark store the day after Christmas and see what's on half price. That's how I buy most of my ornaments, unless there's one that I really want. But that after Christmas they're all marked down pretty much. But
I still need to get my hands on the very first Star Trek keepsake ornament, the Enterprise.
Yeah,
I've got
about
most of those, but that first one is.
I was in the mall. Out there. I was in the mall and there were like 20 of them, and I had no money, and I'm like, "Oh, I'll buy it later," and then it disappeared.
Yeah.
And then,
yep.
And now it's like $400 or $200 or whatever. But yeah. But anyway, that's the enabling segment of Toxic Tuesday. So go buy these ornaments. Yeah, they look pretty
folks.
fun.
And where was it?
Too bad I don't have a Hallmark store near me. It sucks.
And sometimes they're online. They're also on sale too, Tom. If you want to.
I'm in Kansas City, where the headquarters of Hallmark lives. So.
Oh, awesome!
Oh,
I'd be raiding that place,
dude. The amount of crazy decorations that come out nowadays for ornaments is absolutely insane. We have one now where we have a Twinkie, we have RoboCop. I'm looking at you right now. Actually, we have a taco. We have a stick of butter. Man, there's so many. We have the Power Slave Iron Maiden for any Iron Maiden fans in the chat. We have a
that's
Power
cool.
Slave. Oh,
Yeah, I know this is not Toxic Tuesday, but we got
no.
I've been doing a lot of
Show it
videos.
off.
So here's it's one of my favorites.
Dude.
The Superman.
We got an ornament to hang on our tree this year. It's 2022, and it's like a snowflake, but it's made with the word "fuck" all the way around it.
Oh, dude, that's fucking funny.
I mean, I got hundreds of these, so just here's Voyager.
I got that one.
All right, there you go, Trekkies.
K9, yeah. See, there you go, K9. Yeah, well, I know this is Toxic Tuesday, but yeah, you got Luke.
I know, man. It's
So
so
I
good.
I got so many of these that it's crazy. But that Superman one is Dr. McCoy. Yep. So yeah, it's the Hallmark has gotten a lot of my money over the years, but
I bet they have. I bet they just absolutely are in love with you, Mark. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, what else is Christmas other than Darth Vader and his TIE fighter on the tree, right? I mean,
oh, dude, that looks like one of the old school boxes.
oh yeah, this is old. This is what year?
That's from a while back.
Yeah.
Yes, I noticed that design. Yes, because aren't they like I think white nowadays, like white emphasis on white with a little bit of red.
Yeah, this is probably 95 or something, or I'm getting old now. Crap. But
Soul Substance is damn it, Mark. I'm a doctor, not a tree ornament.
Yeah, like all right, last one. So here's like the countdown for Christmas. Oh, can't see it with
good old Tigger. Yes,
Tigger
dude. Oh,
the light.
okay. Since we're gonna be dick measuring it with our countdowns, now you're gonna get my countdown. So for those of you in the chat who were here last year, the week before Christmas, if you all remember correctly, we covered Die Hard for the week before Christmas last year. And well, there's an infamous scene that happens at a certain plaza. I'll show you guys, and then we'll continue this movie.
Did you get it?
The Die Hard ornament. Did you make the Die Hard ornament?
Hold up. Oh, I didn't know. We didn't make it. We found it, I think, on Etsy. All right.
Here, I'll show. Well, now you show it, Nick. I was just showing this.
Oh, I'm gonna show.
Yeah,
trust me when I say, dude, I'm gonna come.
Yeah. Oh, that was awesome.
You did get it. That's cool.
We got this last year, and yeah, Nakatomi Plaza, and yeah, we start here.
Gruber.
25 days of Christmas, and Hans Gruber slowly goes down and falls to his death. 'Tis the season, folks.
Nothing says
Hans
Christmas
Gruber's
like Gruber dying.
I was gonna say it's almost like we're celebrating his death in the movie.
He didn't have 9 lives like this cat, right?
Oh, dude.
Funny story about that drop, because when they were shooting it, Alan Rickman, they said, okay, we're going to go on 3, and they let him go on 2. So that look of surprise on his face is genuine.
Oh,
because,
yeah.
Yeah. It was like, you said we were going to go on 3, and they didn't.
No, you're right. I've heard that before. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, especially even though he knows he basically has a safety net equivalent. Yeah, that's definitely, it's still got to be nerve-wracking. Still got to be very nerve-wracking because that's a fall, man. Like if a fall goes wrong, like that could be it. Like that could be boom. That was just your life type of moment. And there you go. If that thing had 9 lives, she just spent them all.
Bingo.
That's lines are great.
Mm-hmm. Definitely one of
funny,
my.
But then you add that.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely one of my favorite lines in this damn movie. Period. Oh man.
And Eddie wants the chair. Eddie wants to get the chair.
Is that where the Ninja Turtles came from?
No, right
Maybe.
with the green light.
Secret of the Ooze.
Oh, dude. Once you see that, it's a damn wig. You can't unsee it. You can't freaking unsee it because, damn, he roasted that tree up really good. And this brings it back to what I think it was Dustin who said earlier, like how much money in damage was cost because you had the death of the cat, you had obviously the death of the tree, it shot up the curtains. You have a certain creature
Numerous
that shows
windows.
up later. Yeah, destroyed. Oh yeah, all the destroyed windows, not just to their house, but
The
to their
ceiling.
neighbor's house as well. Like the amount of like you could have swore they were rioting with the amount of damage that they had. Like it's absolutely nuts.
The
Seriously,
door knocker
like,
just now.
you could have swore it was like a college comedy movie with the amount of destruction done to the house. But no, it's just over a crazy, stressful week of Christmas, and that's all it is. And of course, we have Clark here, who we think is going to get his moment. And man, this movie knows how to build you up. This is going to be where it all turns, only for it to once again, yet not. And man, he really wants that swimming pool because he just will not let it go about that damn swimming pool. I mean, I get it. I want one too.
We put a deposit down, okay, Nick? I mean, what are you supposed to do here? He wrote a check. His bank account, the way his bank account is set up, it was going to cover it.
Freezing on that last part. Freezing on the last part is where it said it's bigger than you expected.
That's what you always want to, you always want to aim for bigger than expected.
I love this scene here. So he fucking goes nuts, yeah.
Oh, see, and this is where I always question right here, this moment where he absolutely loses his shit. I always wonder, is that... Oh, that was frightening. Oh, Mark, that was fucking frightening.
Let me guess, you're going to ask if it's improvised? I know the answer.
Oh, well, that's what I mean, because Chase is so naturally crazy. I always wonder if that was him.
Nope, it's in the script. In fact, he misses 2 lines that were in the script.
I missed it too, yeah.
Yep, and
Take
not
it
only
away,
that,
Tom.
he's got. You see how everybody's lined up there?
Yeah.
Each and every one of those on the reverse shot, each and every person has one verb on their chests, so that as he's going through this speech, he has a cue for each one. So,
Yeah,
so he can remember each line. So they have like just one word for the beginning of each line that he had there of the heartless, fat ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty lip. And there was like 2 or 3 of them that he left out. But yeah, it's all in the fucking script, believe it or not. Usually when Chevy Chase improvises things, this is something that people need to understand about Chevy. He'll claim he does a bunch of shit when he don't. He's full of shit. The only things he usually improvises are his physical comedy bits. Those are the only times he's really, truly improvising. Otherwise, 9 times out of 10, somebody else wrote it for him, if not 9.9 times out of 10. So, yeah.
Okay.
Like, because he tried to claim that a lot of the shit he did on Caddyshack was improvised too. It's not. The only thing that he did that was improvised was like, oh, I got a thing. That's like the only thing that was his.
So, okay, what about that maniacal...
Oh, and I was born to love you, but you were born to love me first. That was also his. Those are the only 2 times that I know of that he actually improvised lines.
Okay. Now, is that craziness part of his crazy, or is that him with the character?
Oh, he's just really good at physical comedy when it comes to improv, but the rest is just, he's good at timing.
Yeah.
He's good. Yeah, that's slapstick comedy. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to find a tree on Christmas Eve. Boom. Margaritas, pina coladas there. Yeah. Look at that yuppie meal. Come on.
Dude, it does look... I will say, though, those margaritas did look damn good, though.
We needed a coffin. Tree.
Well, they're so grumpy because they're fucking hungry, man. You see what they're eating? They're like some pineapple and a margarita. They're hungry.
Well, they were wearing those sweatsuits before, everyone used to wear those in the 80s to lose weight. Like they wouldn't breathe, those rubber suits to like lose weight. And my buddies who wrestled would all have to, when they had to drop like 20 pounds, they'd have to go jogging in those and wear those around. It was brutal. And then you smelled so bad in those too. It's like, get away. Yeah.
But it was
she's
really
just going
necessary.
crazy.
That's the thing that she doesn't realize, because his crazy is what makes the damn flick. Ellen, ugh. Oh, Mark. Oh, dude, that is so.
You know what it's like to have to sleep in the same bed as your brother? Well, I'm sleeping with your father. I always loved that line.
Yeah.
Dude, no.
Fix the newel post.
Yeah.
It is.
Fucking thing was always loose. Now it's not loose anymore.
Okay. Was that a nod to something where he knocks over that thing?
I think because it's always loose, probably. So it's just.
I think it's a nod to A Wonderful Life, maybe.
Okay, Tom knows what I'm talking about, because me and Stella were wondering about that. That was a nod to. Thank you.
Because it is in the. Yeah. Because the newel post is a big deal in the It's a Wonderful Life as well. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What's
because it gets pissed
sound?
when it. Yeah, because it keeps coming apart or whatever.
You hear it? It's a funny squeaky.
It's a strange
sound.
squeaky sound.
You could hear a dump truck driving through a nitroglycerin plant, and it turns out Aunt Bethany was right. And you know what? I still remember the very first time I saw this movie. It fooled the fuck out of me, because I thought it was obviously you hear that very silent like carolers outside, and then boom, the squirrel. That becomes the Rottweiler versus the squirrel chase.
Yeah.
Dude, I lost my.
Where's Eddie? He usually eats these goddamn things.
Well, he'd rather too high in cholesterol.
That's since he read they're too high in cholesterol, Clark.
Yeah, but are they? It's a keto, I guess. Yeah, for that, right? A squirrel would be right. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Low in carbs, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, squirrel.
I had to put
Man.
myself.
And then when they're like
in
running
line.
around, she's just like, meh.
And the amount of destruction that gets done in the name of the squirrel versus the Rottweiler. I know we're retreading territory, but this is where you really see the damage really escalate, and there was already quite a bit of things damaging, but this really took it to another level, because you see the animals chasing each other, and they go for anything and everything.
Yeah.
Blast everywhere, just gets super destroyed.
Do you guys know?
Yeah, I love it. Go ahead, Tom.
I just had stupid trivia that had nothing to do with this.
No, go for trivia. Go for it.
Well, I was gonna say, you guys know who the director Chris Columbus is?
Yeah, he did.
Yes.
He did Harry Potter.
Yeah, originally he wrote Gremlins, did Harry Potter. He was supposed to direct this. This was going to be his directorial debut.
Okay.
He turned it down, knowing it full well could be the end of his career. Do you know why he turned it down?
Chevy Chase?
Yep.
He
He and Chevy did not get along, but it seemed to work out in the end, because a year later he directed Home Alone.
Not bad, yeah.
Which was also John Hughes.
Yes. With an amazing.
And I'll gross this movie by like 3 times. So
Home Alone ended up being John Hughes' biggest movie, didn't it?
Cash-wise, right? I believe so, yes.
Yeah, these squirrels, I mean, they're tenacious. I mean, we were doing an addition on our house, so squirrels had moved into the attic. And then,
serious?
when they closed everything, it was open. Then the guys got them out. When they closed it up, they ate through the siding to get back into the attic. The bastards ate through everything. Like, what's that noise in the attic? I'm like, I go up there, got the broom, and I'm fighting this squirrel. Like, get out of here, you motherfucking squirrel.
Ray
So we had to
Stevens
get those
has
have a
good
hard
song.
traps to get them out, but
the Squirrel
Stevens has
Revival
a
song. Yeah.
Mississippi Squirrel Revival. Yeah, that's a funny.
Wow. Wow. Okay, I learned some new shit today. Damn. Oh, yes, guys. Oh, man. The
I love
jam.
this.
This is so good.
Oh,
This is so
Seinfeld
good.
girl. Seinfeld girl.
If you're not
gets
gonna be
the
a man,
fucking-
I'm gonna go over there and tell him.
Yeah. I'm gonna F him
Seinfeld
up.
girl gets the brunt of it. Oh, does she?
Squirrel to the chest.
It's gone.
What's the squirrel knew? Like, let's be real. The squirrel knew. The squirrel knows biology.
I love
And
snot.
Here comes Snot with
Fucking
the,
snot.
with the coup de grace. Boom.
What a great
Man, I
name
wish
for
Snot
it.
released more than one record, but that's beside the point.
Dude, you know, Dustin, I actually did not mind Snot. I remember that way back in the late 90s. As
They only
far
put
as
out the one record. They just put out the one record, but when he died. But you know,
yes, Lynn Straight.
Yeah.
I remember. R.I.P. to Lynn Straight. Yeah, dude, man, you're bringing it back with that memory. Wow, Snot.
What happened to
And that's
you?
probably a reunion. That one. Well, you can't do a reunion without Lynn Straight.
they
Never
did.
mind.
They had a different singer.
Well, they tried. They tried doing Tons. The opposite of Snot, Tons. They did
Why
that.
is the carpet all wet? I don't know, Margot.
I love this. What happened to you? Because you're too much of
You
a
fucking
pussy
text
to
him.
go over with me to the house and tell off Clark. Yeah. Boom.
She wanted him to go over and be a man. Now he just
Is it amazing how much Todd and Margot's intelligence just die once the lights are off in a place? Like, I get it, not being able to see things, but these two just become a fucking bunch of buffoons as soon as the lights are off. It's just
you would
like
think
all
sooner or later
intelligence-
they would just fucking move. Like I wouldn't
To be
live next to
fair.
Clark Griswold that goddamn long. The fuck?
Yet people still refuse to move out of Gotham City in all the Batman movies. It must have been a really good health insurance plan. Did you get super villain by a
He's
super
gonna find the
villain?
jolliest bunch of assholes. This. Don't piss me off. Art.
Not according to Santa's watch. Oh, Clark. Yes. How could they get any worse?
We're at the
They're
threshold of hell.
We're at the threshold of hell. I
Fucking Eddie.
love.
I know how Ellen
And,
stays.
Eddie's
staying, too.
response, how he handles this situation is absolutely priceless. Because I remember thinking, dude, I think Clark was being figurative with what he was saying as far as bringing the boss over. That was not meant to be a little thing, but leave it to the cousin to be a good cousin and literally make it happen.
Well, it's because Eddie's so stupid that he's like, well, yeah, that's actually something I can do.
Yep. Eddie's Eddie.
He's awesome, yeah. But like, how's Clark's wife not totally losing her shit here and screaming and going crazy? I mean, could you imagine your house destroyed like that?
or
on
chain smoking.
Christmas Eve?
Well,
Yeah,
she's
I mean,
always been the, in the other films, she's always been the voice of reason, right?
yeah. But and then this is a nice
Especially
scene
when Clark
here
goes
too.
overboard. Yeah.
They have the segue to and his father says you can do the night before Christmas, read the poem, and he'd think everything's gonna end. Okay, it was a disaster, but what else could go wrong tonight, right? I mean,
I don't know if you guys brought it up, but of course, all the parents are made up of fairly well-known character actors, and
I knew about some names, but not all of them.
well, obviously, what's her face's mother is played by the mom from Raymond,
Everyone
you
loves
got
Raymond
Diane
Norwood Closet.
Ladd and
and then Diane Ladd, of course,
John
is,
Randolph. Yep,
John Randolph.
Johnny Galicki. We mentioned
E.G. Marshall plays Art.
I don't know if I knew who John Randolph was. I don't know. I need to look him up and see.
John
He did
Randolph.
William Hickey is William Hickey, the guy.
William
with
Hickey,
the,
of course, playing
very famous,
Uncle.
the uncle with the bad toupee. Yeah,
Oh, he was in Serpico.
Yeah, he's in Serpico and Escape from Planet of the Apes. But yeah, Art, E.G. Marshall, of course, you may recognize more so from like Creepshow or.
He was the president in Superman 2.
Yeah, that's right. He was a president in Superman 2. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, he's been in a ton of shit.
yeah.
Ton of shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this line. Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas, Clark. Give me like a die
And he
hard.
brings in the boss.
Brian Doyle Murray.
Aw.
Love
Oh,
Brian
Where did he
Doyle
get the
Murray.
bow?
One with a pistol. I want him brought right here.
Oh damn!
There's
You
just
wanna
little
do some
things I'm
kissing,
like,
boy?
nothing's open.
He
Oh.
stole it from somewhere.
It was
I bet if
probably
we
on the guy's
rewind and go,
house.
I was just gonna say you rewind it and go back, and the guy probably had like 2 or 3 of them at the house, and he probably stole it
House.
off the house. Or, well,
Yeah, off the house. Yeah.
Oh, poor
the man
thing.
was a blue leisure suit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, we
Brian
can bring
Del
those
Murray is
back.
awesome.
He was,
He
a,
was a
huge,
huge,
beastly,
beastly-
bulging man.
Really, he was just.
We got to use that somewhere.
Yes, huge, beastly, bulging man. You want to talk about an exaggeration on
Yeah.
Eddie? Like you are giving Eddie way too much credit. Like,
Well, Randy
Eddie-
Quaid is a big guy. I mean,
Yeah.
he's okay.
oh, look at him. Okay,
Right.
look at him
But
there
is he
standing.
bulging?
He's pretty. I mean, he's pretty big. I mean, Chevy Chase is like 6 foot something.
6
That's
foot
true.
3 or 2, I think.
Yeah, and he you know, and those two are
Oh,
towering
6'4"
over
maybe.
Brian Doyle and Beverly D'Angelo there.
Yeah, she looks short there, guy.
You guys are.
We were looking this up the other day because we were watching that music video, like Paul Simon with Chevy Chase, I think.
Oh, you can call me Al.
Yeah, that was weird. And I was like, because how little Paul Simon is, I was like, how
Compared
big
to
is
him.
Chevy Chase?
Oh, he's tall.
He's
Yeah.
6'4".
Chevy Chase he looks tall. Like seriously, like you look at it like, okay, that is a tall son of a bitch right there. He's just so freaking tall. What happened to Randy Quaid? Oh,
He grew a nice
Yeah.
beard.
though.
Yeah,
Little,
he
like-
fucked crazy. He put his dick in crazy, and it came out crazy.
Well, he was
I do
squatting in a
know-
home in Bel Air, wasn't he, for a while?
There was some crazy shit. Yeah, he had. Well, I don't know if it was a home or a hotel room. He had trashed some hotel room, and he didn't pay for, and he lost like a court case for. Then yeah, like he was. Yeah, you're right. I think he was like staying at some place that he had squatted at for like 6 months to a year, or something like that, and hadn't paid it off. And he had like
That's
a
like-
shit ton of bills outstanding. So then he skipped the country and went to Canada,
He's in Canada. He went to Canada. Yeah.
Wow.
and now
That's
he
why it
looks
was
like
fun-
Santa
this-
Claus.
It's so funny when this line he says, "And you're going to jail," and he's like, "I'm not going to jail after you." And like 30 years later, he almost ended up. Did he end up in jail or did he?
No, he. That's why he took off because
They never got him.
he was
right?
afraid
Yeah.
of going to jail or whatever. But yeah,
Yeah.
which I don't think they ever would have stuck him in jail that long. It was, just
Yeah,
to
do like
process him.
do a week or something. Yeah.
All right, he's still fired, and you're going to jail.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Brian Barth, this is the part where you kind of use your imagination because it did happen off screen. They did not show Eddie going into his house, kidnapping him, and making it happen. It's just definitely
Well,
something that should
you can't show it because it really kind of ruins part of the joke, right? I mean, you kind of have an idea what's coming, but then the moment you see him walking with that bow, like if you have the whole scene where you show him getting kidnapped and stuff, I think it would kind of kill the joke. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That or they filmed it and it just didn't, it just didn't fit. Probably took too long or just wasn't as funny as they were hoping it was or something.
Nowadays, that would be you don't even have to have chemistry. You can just be, a robot and it's all good.
Well,
It's
they
all
had to
good.
reshot the entire original ending of the first film because it got too dark. I don't know if you guys knew that, but like, I don't know, like maybe that's what happened is the scene because it's similar, which is weird. Because in the original movie, at the end, they go to Wally World and they take John Candy hostage and they go throughout the park. Well, the original ending, they go to Wally's house once they find out the place is closed and they kidnap him at gunpoint and make him and the other employees fucking perform for them on stage. It's like really fucking awkward.
Wow.
Yeah, so they completely cut that and then reshot the scene with John Candy, like on the fly, like John did it as a favor. So that's how he wound up in the movie. So it's weird because it's very similar to this ending because they end up kidnapping Clark's boss at the end. So he found a way to still make that work, but in a different way.
Yeah, because he realizes right away. He then the wife comes up like, what a dick.
Yeah,
You
because
got
the
rid
other
of the
way it just
Christmas
goes too
bonus?
long. You know, like you got
This
Clark
is
just
quick.
way crazy too long. You know.
Yeah, this is quick here where he just
Yeah.
he realizes what he did, and maybe I shouldn't have listened to the bean counters so much. Yeah.
Well, and it's also very similar to the end of the first film too, where he's like, explaining, what if you got to California and you found out that it had been closed, and he's like, well, they don't close California, Clark. He's like, I know, but like, what if he's like, this is what my kids want. The whole thing that he's going to go to jail for kidnapping John Candy.
For a second, I had
dropped
to
the
remind
charges.
myself that you said Candy and not Cusack, just because
yeah.
Cusack has been quite a handful lately. I'm like, hold up, no. Candy unfortunately died. Rest in peace.
Oh,
And
God love him, yeah.
Cusack is well, he's John Cusack nowadays.
Yeah, but he loves you, Nick.
Yeah, Nick. Nick's a real name. Nick's your buddy.
He's right.
He's
He
right.
may have
Nick's
gone
my
crazy,
buddy.
but he's right.
Oh,
He's right.
So much. I love John Cusack as an actor, but yeah,
Fighting
He's done
for
some
relevancy
really great
now.
movies, but then he's been in some like real turds.
The last 20 years, that's all he's made is like straight to video shit. Yeah.
So basically, he has The Rock's career.
Hey, now don't talk about my hero.
I just thought it was ironic that he was too good to be in Hot Tub Time Machine 2, but now everything he does is like C-level crap. Yeah.
And he's just gone off the deep end on Twitter. It's like sometimes.
Oh yeah, he's completely.
I'd just rather not hear people on. I just don't want to know. Just if you want to just not be an actor anymore and just be a political commentator, just go that route. But yeah. So.
Well, speaking of which, Alyssa Milano had a birthday.
Good old Alyssa Milano.
I had the biggest crush on her, dude, back in Commando and shit. And I don't know what happened.
Okay.
Well, she was in that vampire movie.
Did
remember
you realize that she was Jennifer Lawrence and she wasn't Alyssa Milano? She was actually Jennifer Lawrence this whole time, because whatever happened, Jennifer Lawrence did it first. It wasn't even The Simpsons. The Simpsons got The Simpsons did it from Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence was first. Jennifer Lawrence is all is. I'm just saying. It's Jennifer Lawrence.
She's the bestest ever.
Dude, no. Jennifer Lawrence, whatever it was, she did it first. Doesn't matter. Either of you did it first. Disregard it. She did it. It's all
This
Lawrence,
has actually
man.
an improvised bit in it by Beverly D'Angelo, actually.
Oh, yeah. That's the funny. It's great.
One of the funniest improvs.
Different takes, too.
We'll point it out when it happens. So we.
If you caught it, or if it was caught.
Oh, it comes up here when the SWAT team comes in.
Add more damage to the house because they're like rappelling down, breaking through the windows.
And I love when as soon as he drops the charges, the SWAT team instantly, like, they don't even miss a beat. They're already drinking coffee and asking if there's this, that, and the other.
Dude,
1 minute they got
partying with them at this rate. The party, they're in on the gig with them. They're like, okay, you know what? Hey, it's okay. It's a misunderstanding. We're all friends.
Eggnog and everything, yeah.
We don't need to go back to base. We'll just hang out here. It'll be fine. There's not going to be no criminal side.
I'll have to take bash into the neighbor's house.
Oh, dude. They would actually do that.
Go away, Todd.
Oh, yeah. Of course. Oh, dude, I love my ass off. They broke it because she has the perfect set. If you want to come in, you have to break down the goddamn door. And then, boom, Margot's door gets leveled to shit open. You're like, oh, damn, they really just did do that. Oh, too good.
She's been so abused this movie.
Say again, Dustin.
What on their badges? Like, is it like their
Metropolitan?
I think it say what police department they're from?
I think it's a Metropolitan.
Metropolitan Police. Yeah,
see, in the first movie they lived in, I think they just say a suburb of Chicago or something like that. And I don't think they ever say it here either. But here's the thing. Almost all of John Hughes' movies take place in this suburb of Chicago that doesn't exist called Shermer. So this could very well be that, too. I have no idea. I've never really checked on that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But
Well,
like for instance, Ferris Bueller goes to like Shermer High School or whatever I think it is, and shit like that.
No, we were mentioning earlier, and my brain just went out on me. What was I gonna get at? Mark or Jess or Jason, refresh me. Oh God, it was something in relation to what Tom was saying. Damn it,
Talking
my
about
brain's giving
Margot.
up. Oh no,
How they
filming.
the door down on
Yes,
Margot.
filming. I because they've shot the Christmas tree scene, Tom, in Colorado, and the rest of the stuff. The house was actually done in Burbank, California, but they succeeded in making it look like like a super Midwest suburbia Illinois. Like once again, I'm from the area, I would know, and they got it right. That's for sure, and they even got some of the personnel right as well. That's another thing. Oh, and once again, here we come with our great big misunderstanding.
You cut out the Christmas bonuses? That's low, man.
Oh, dude.
I had a rubber
The mink coat.
Oh, isn't he the same cop from Die Hard?
I don't know.
No, that's not Al.
Anyway.
He's not eating Twinkies.
He's not eating Twinkies.
He doesn't know Urkel.
Yeah.
Oh, is this the line coming up here? Are we allowed? Can we even blink?
Yeah, can we even blink? And this is, of course, Beverly D'Angelo has her hands on Chevy Chase's nuts.
Yeah.
I told you to freeze, mister.
And then she puts it back on his dick.
She had him by the balls. ... Literally had him by the balls.
That's a ballsy move to do that.
That's a ballsy move. Well, hey, you know who else touches balls and are very proud of it when they touch balls? I mean, you see it coming, but you have to just set yourself up for it.
The NBA?
Hey, Rocky and Apollo, they ball touch. Think about it. We trained together. We took showers together. So we did supporting her man.
Well, that's where she said the improv came in. She's like, she just got it in her head right away. Like, oh, if she's going to protect him, she'll protect his nuts before anything.
You gotta wonder, like, when she put her hand on if he got a chub or not.
Oh, you know he did.
I guarantee those two have fucked. I don't know how many goddamn times.
She's a fine-looking lady, Beverly.
I guarantee you those two are going at it constantly. Probably. Here's the thing. Here's a news flash for you guys. Chances are most couples in movies have probably fucked. Just so you know.
That's what we expect. That's what we expect.
And if it ain't the two leads, it's usually the chick fucking the director then.
Well, it's like what happened, like, we brought up the whole Big Bang Theory because Johnny Galecki was stooping Kaylee Cuoco or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were dating on the show, and then no one knew they were dating in real life for a while.
I'm sure they
these
back in the
things are
day,
going on.
The Hollywood studios would actually craft all of that as part of the marketing for whatever movie they were doing next.
Yeah, for publicity, yeah. But I could see Galecki's filming the scene. This is going on a little bit too long. You can cut the kiss now. Yeah, break, cut.
Their misunderstanding of everything, and now like everything acts like it's always cool. It kind of reminds me of like almost like those like movies or shows where it seems like there's about to be like a big fight happening or a big like argument or whatever, and then it goes into full musical mode where everyone's singing together, and it's just like somehow like they got brought together by the one thing. And I definitely saw that parallel with this. Like, oh, hold up. No, there's a misunderstanding. This is about me, hurting the bosses and hurting all the lower guys, the little guys. The little guys got affected by my decisions. And now all of a sudden everyone acts like it's all okay. And, just dismiss the kidnapping. Just oh. And he gets the damn raise. And we're just going to assume that he's going to get a damn pull too, because we all know what Clark really wanted, and he wouldn't stop talking about it. He wanted a damn pull. And yes, take care, Steve Mitchum. Thanks for hanging out with us. Do appreciate it. I love it because not only do they all become friendly, but they're fucking singing together.
And then the cop is like, "That's pretty low, mister. If I had a rubber hose, I would beat you."
I changed my mind.
I'm reinstating the bonuses. Okay,
not
I
the
love
Grinch.
Brian Doyle Murray.
Yeah.
I was just saying, man,
He's just got a great
he-
voice. He's hilarious.
he's got quite the resume of
Oh yeah,
stuff
he's
that
Bill's
been
older
involved.
brother. Yeah.
Yes, man. Okay, so I think someone asked in the chat earlier. I think the girl who was the girl at the store, the mall. I think that was Nicolette Scorsese's.
Yes.
Not
Whether-
related to Mark.
No,
Not
no
related
relation
to
to
Mark.
Mark.
No relation.
Yeah, just no conflict of interest there. Just that's just a coincidence. It's very common last name. Very common last name.
But it's not like anyone in Hollywood ever hires their kids or relatives, so that is kind of rare, right? I mean,
So
work in-
nepotism is never a thing, right?
That's the first thing I thought when I saw the name. That's the first thing I thought, and I looked it up. But yeah,
Doyle's role in this kind of reminds me of what role it reminds me of, Tom? Buster in Caddyshack.
Kinda, yeah. Only
He's not
as much of a
exactly-
dick there, but yeah.
Yeah, but he's these type of roles are definitely, I guess you could say, they're fitting for him. He's
Oh
definitely
yeah, he always
plays.
He's great, and he always pops up as in parts like this, or as the mayor, or what
Mhm.
have you. He's always just he's constantly popping up in movies. all
he's
the
never
time.
gotten a main role, right? I mean, not that I can remember.
Not that I know of. I don't think he's ever had a starring role, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's a good. The closest would be probably Caddyshack.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, out of all the characters outside of the kids, he probably has the most speaking lines of the adults.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's outside of that. No, he's never really headlined a movie that I can think of offhand, unless somebody else can think of one in the chat.
So Brian asked a question here: why would Clark want to pull? I got the perfect on the nose historical 1999 reference for you. The reason why Clark wanted to pull because there's something about Mary.
His wife is hot.
Well,
would think.
clearly. Well, back then it was a kind of
wife.
it was a sign of status, first of all, and it's just, it's
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
Who doesn't want to fucking pool? But like I said, I think there's a joke in there, like almost unironically, like subconsciously, Clark chose that because he knows that's the one. Because when Eddie goes, "I can't swim," Clark, he's real quick with the "I know, Eddie." Like it was super fast. Like so it's like, yeah. So I just always caught that. I'm just like, it almost sounds like he subconsciously did this just because he knew it would drive Eddie away, or Eddie would not be interested.
Yeah.
Brian Doyle Murray's last year on SNL was Julia Louis-Dreyfus's first year.
Interesting.
Passing of the guard, man. Passing of the guard.
And I believe
So
Brian was more of a writer too. Like that's the other thing, because I think he was a co-writer on Caddyshack, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me look, because
Doug Kenny and him, I think, wrote it.
I cannot remember Mr. Doyle. What
Doug
his
Kenny,
involvement.
him, and
I'm looking right now.
what else was it? Harold Ramis. Harold Ramis, I think it was.
Caddyshack. Okay, I'm looking here for Mr. Doyle here. Writing credits. Let's see. Yeah, he has a writing credit for Caddyshack. He does. He absolutely does. Yep. Trying to think what else. No, he's got. Okay,
Most memorably, most people remember him as the mayor in Groundhog Day, of course.
Oh yeah.
He actually, this is his second time in a National Lampoon's Vacation movie. Does anybody remember what other one he was in?
I do not.
Go
Is he in
for
the
it.
first one?
He's in the first one. Yep. Remember who he played?
So, Just Vacation.
The original Vacation. Yep. Different character, but he's in it.
Well, did
remember.
they do that with the
Actually, a pretty
kids,
prolific
too?
scene for the most part.
I can't remember. It's been so long.
He's the
since
guy
I've
who
seen-
owns the campground.
Shit, see, I that's how long it's been since
The
I've seen
bug-ridden
it.
campground. Yeah.
Yep, guilty.
They're
Madly,
real
madly.
nice cabins.
Real nice.
Yeah, yes, it is Vacation. So, Hey, how's it going, Musgrave? Nice to see you here. Look at it.
Ouch!
Yeah, we send out a
is that the
mailer.
uncle? Is that the uncle, or
It is
that,
the uncle, but it's a stuntman. Yes.
Yeah, I mean that's like.
Although William Hickey was like 20 years younger than May was in this movie, but yeah.
Even
real life,
though
anyway.
this thing goes flying, we'll just say
Toupees
thing went fucking flying, man. Look at that shit. Like, and that thing flies for the rest of the movie. But the guy don't fly, but those reindeer, they freaking slid through the rest of these 5 to 10 minutes left of the damn flick.
Yeah.
And that's obviously done because ridiculousness of movies. That would definitely not happen in real life. That shit would come dropping down.
It's not the
immediately.
freaking Christmas star. It's a light over at the gas plant.
Oh
man.
Nah, you did come at perfect time because that's the last explosion pretty much to rule them all, and somehow goes over to the moon. It reminded me of like an ET type of moment with those things. It had to like go the path. It wanted to cross the moon. They couldn't let it be. Damn.
And Santa's sleigh goes up, which you didn't. I've seen it so many times. You don't catch it originally when you see it, because it's so fast. But yeah.
Well, I guess it had the Christmas spirit in it, is what happened.
Yeah.
That spirit makes all the damn difference.
This third act goes by so fast, though, because the third act is all in Christmas Eve. And it all is just bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
All this shit comes to a close from earlier in the film. So it's like it all just kind of ties up nicely. The bombs bursting in there.
Oh, dude. What a wildly, randomly weird transition.
Play
I remember,
ball.
I was utterly confused as shit the very first time I saw him. Like, national anthem and Christmas
Stars bursting in air.
gathering. I was like, I did first. Yeah,
Aunt Bethany, would you like to say grace? Grace has been dead for 30 years. A blessing.
Oh man!
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
Uncle Lewis
And everyone
is
gets
actually
up.
underrated.
Everyone gets up and salutes. Cousin Eddie salutes.
Uncle Lewis is actually a very underrated character in this movie.
Oh, William Hickey's he's an underrated. He was an underrated actor in general. Like he did so much, and most people don't realize how much he did.
But
Well, like I said,
Kind of like with
another
Burgess
Christmas
Meredith,
movie.
same thing. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say he was in another Christmas movie. He was in Nightmare Before Christmas. He was the doctor she keep trying to poison.
Yep.
Or the scientist.
Yeah, the one that made Sally.
Yeah.
I wonder
were
when the
watching
kids
that
saw this
today.
and saw there's Santa Claus, right? Up
yes,
against the
Ted.
phone.
Yes, wait.
I love that. That reminds me of the
it's
scene
gonna
earlier where Clark's like, I just saw on the news report on the TV that NORAD cited Santa Claus coming in from the North Pole or something like that. And fucking Eddie's like, you serious, Clark?
What's funny about the whole NORAD thing, too, like how that happened.
Oh, Mark.
That's just mean. Wow.
Oh.
So is everybody familiar with how NORAD became involved with the Santa stuff?
No, that I don't know. But that's a good.
So there was a mailer or whatever that went out to have kids call. Like it was supposed to be, it was a phone number sent out so kids could call and get updates on Santa, but they put the wrong phone number on it, and it went to NORAD. And like one of like the generals or whatever, majors or whatever, answered the phone and played along with it, and it just became tradition after that.
Oh, just randomly they got the NORAD.
Oh, that's cool. And so
Yeah,
they started the
they
website and all that shit.
They mistyped the phone number in the ad.
Yeah.
Wow.
And when the NORAD guys realized what had happened, they're like, okay, what do we do now? And then it became a thing.
Awesome.
Some sort, and it was one of the secret phone numbers. It wasn't one of the public phone numbers.
So it was a red phone number.
Yeah, I'm like,
It's
and
the
then
president
there's
calling, and it's
some kid wanting to talk to Santa, and I'm like, well, and so they went with it, and it became a thing after that. But
so
yeah,
who started the
completely
website
random.
then?
Oh, no,
I don't
well,
know.
this was like way before websites.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah,
then
this is-
eventually but you guys do know they have the website thing,
Yeah.
though, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
the
Yeah, that's why I was curious.
probably-
But yeah.
I don't know who does the website now.
it's part of the black budget.
No, that part is public. Yeah.
Well, I love how in the movies and more recent movies they always have this thing where Santa Claus is like working with the government. It's always kind of, especially
Well, I
did you
just
guys see
watched a video. If you guys are familiar, there's a video or a YouTube channel called Food Theorist.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
film theorist and all that stuff, and game theorist and everything.
Mhm.
But the latest video he put out was talking all about what kind of caloric intake Santa would have on Christmas Eve. And it came out to being like 48 billion calories.
All in pizza calories.
Well, it would be like cookies,
From
cakes,
cookies and milk.
pies, everything, and beer calories because like all these
A
Nordic
lot of people
countries-
they do leave in beer. Yeah.
Yeah, but here
they
at
got,
Nick's
all
house, he
Sweden
leaves Santa.
leaves him coffee, so he
I
would
hear-
be killed by caffeine intake just from Sweden alone.
I hear Nick leaves pizza for Santa though.
Of
Nick
course.
doesn't
do.
leave pizza for anybody.
Oh, he loves Santa. He'll leave
Wow.
Santa some pizza.
I'm gonna leave him some Overweiss eggnog because truly
Like, here's
it's
some
the greatest
gluten-free pizza
eggnog.
for you, Santa.
Well, and it's a funny thing we mentioned It's a Wonderful Life earlier, and it's it does pop up in the movie, I think, in one part in the background, and then
Yeah.
Frank Capra III. That's actually
Yeah, is
Frank
that-
Capra's grandson.
Oh, I was
Yes.
gonna ask, that's his grandson, second
Yep.
assistant director. Wow.
So the
That's
Frank Capra, that's his grandson.
think-
You'll see his
I
name
think
pop up
Cap-
often as assistant.
I think
director.
Capra III worked on Star Trek 4, if I remember.
Yeah,
right.
he's worked on a lot of shit. You'll see his name pop up quite often. Yeah.
NORADSanta.org registered through Network Solutions in 1998.
Oh wow.
And it was registered through a group called Analytical Graphics Inc., but the actual registrant is redacted for privacy. All of this, I mean, the
Santa
whole
Claus.
registry, all of the list and everything is all redacted for privacy.
That means it's
Back
probably
when-
actually
back-
from NORAD. They probably got in on it.
It's probably.
I just
the-
remember
it's
showing
probably-
that to my kid when he was little, and
Yeah.
so wow, that wasn't even that old when he did it. So yeah,
registered
hoping
in
Santa Claus-
October 31st, 1998.
that's how I used to
They
get my
should-
kid to go to bed
Yeah, they
Oh,
should put Santa
yeah.
because
Claus
they
as the
kind of go by.
register.
It's brilliant how it's set up because it must like figure out where your location is, because then what it'll do is show Santa very close to your location wherever you're at. So that I can just tell the kids, oh, he's close. You guys better get your asses to bed.
We did a thing. I did a thing this here. We had a local meteorologist who set up this thing called Santa Messenger, where you could call a phone. You could set up on your mobile, and you could have Santa call, and we did these little videos where Brian would check in with Santa at the North Pole. And we shot Santa, and he's like, "Oh, I've just been over Kansas City. I've just been over Lee Summit, but there's still some kids up in Overland Park. I can't deliver all my presents yet." And so this Santa Messenger thing, you'd get a text, you get a message, and the parents would sit there and go, "Look, Santa's right here over the town. You've got to go to bed." It was a kind of fun thing to do for a while, but
Okay, we got some scores coming on up. You guys wasted no time getting those scores going. Thank you guys in the chat. I do greatly appreciate that, and we'll knock some out right now. Brian Barth, 10-10. Jonah Hex, how's it going, Jonah? 9 overall, 8 out of 10 toxic. Keely Chow, toxicity 8 overall, 10-10. Huh? Well,
We did talk a little bit over the ending there because I don't know. Did you guys also notice the little moment that Clark and Snot have over the credits?
Oh yeah, when he's the snottest.
Yeah, the little
That was
moment they
cute.
have there.
That was cute. Yeah.
Tom, you could do your rating.
Unfortunately, I do gotta run. We got a lot of stuff coming up here.
Your moment.
I love this fucking film. It's one of those rare movies that's just as good as the original. In some cases, maybe even better. And it does break the mold of the third film being, the downer of most movies. This and Nightmare on Elm Street 3 just managed to be one of the few that pull off being, some of the standouts in that sense. But as a standalone film on its own, too, it works. That's the beauty of it. So you don't have to have seen any of the other vacation movies to get it. But it does add a little to it if you have seen the first one at least. But no, I love this movie. Toxicity wise, there's some toxic moments in it. We even pointed out a few things, maybe not so much toxic wise, but like with the animals and stuff that they wouldn't be allowed to do today. But before I got in here, you guys were talking about Clark. It's like he's kind of he basically lies about being married for one.
Oh yeah,
he almost says his wife is dead because he says God rest her soul, and he kind of corrects himself. And he's like, no, we're just divorced. So like in that sense, and then the whole deal with just Cousin Eddie himself just oozes toxicity. So between those two things alone, I think this movie garners enough to at least get a 7 on the toxicity scale. As far as a movie goes, this is probably somewhere in my top 10 best comedies of all time. So I can't not give it a 10 out of 10. And I know it's sad because almost every time I'm on here, that's about every movie, but I usually pop on for some of my most favorite movies. So that's kind of the point.
That's true.
But no, like this is a staple. I've seen this movie probably more times than I've seen in the other ones. I know I didn't get to talk about my introduction. I actually, National Lampoon's Vacation was one of my first VHSs we ever had as a kid.
Whoa.
Believe it or not. And that was simply
worn out.
Oh yeah. Well, it's funny because then when my dad worked with a company that owned a bunch of gas stations, and they had video rental through the gas stations. And the headquarters is where my dad worked, and all the guys that worked there, they got to take home the videos before they came out.
Nice.
So like the week or two before they get them in, they get a box of whatever because for all the stores, but they'd be, so all the guys in town would just bring home the videos. And so for growing up, I never rented a video from a store until way later. So like it freaked me out for something like, where's the cover? Because my mom comes out of the store with like this plastic case and Karate Kid 2 is in it. And I'm like, where's the cover? I never, because like my dad would just bring home a bag of tapes and it would literally have the cover. They're still in plastic and everything. Well, the other side of that is back then, that was when VCRs first came out, and you guys probably know, but for those in the chat who might not, like the equivalent of what a VCR cost then is like $1,000 today. Like in some cases more. Wow. They were very expensive back then. So if you had a tape that just had a minor fuck up in it, they would pull that shit from the shelves. But what they would do was allow the employees to take them home. So every couple of weeks, my dad would just come home with a couple of tapes. And one of them happened to be
expensive back then.
Yes. And that's the thing. Exactly, Mark. So like I had like Death Wish 2, and it just had like one little part in it where it go blah, 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 for like 2 seconds. But because they were so worried, because back then VCRs were so fucking expensive that somebody would, accuse that company of renting out a bad tape that ruined their machine. They didn't want to have to pay for somebody's machine. So they would pull those tapes right away and just allow the employees to take them home. National Lampoon's Vacation was one of them. So yes, I watched that movie to fucking death. I loved it. Loved it. I probably didn't see European Vacation till damn near this movie came out, because that movie got like forgotten in the history of like comedies, because people hated it when it came out. Hated it. But I finally got to see it, and then I saw this movie when it came out too. So like so when this movie came out, I was very much looking forward to it, because it was our first vacation movie in like 4 or 5 years. So yeah. All right. But I love this film, and I'm glad we got to talk about it for Christmas, and I got to talk about it with you guys here, and I love seeing the love for it, and it lives on in the Christmas halls forever. Right up there with It's a Wonderful Life and Die Hard.
Agreed. I got those in my pantheon as far as Christmas goes, and the first Home Alone. I mean, come on, I still die when I see was it Marv, who walks in through that side window and he steps on the glass ornaments. You still feel that shit to this damn day when he makes that first step. Oh, oh man!
All right. Well, I gotta head out, guys. Thank you so much, Nick, for having me.
Thank you, man. Have a good
See you
night.
next week.
I'll see.
I'll see you on
I know I'll
Mead,
see you
but
soon. Yeah,
yes.
we'll be on Mead and TNT for the
Yes.
Division Christmas.
And that's what I gotta
can't
go take care of right now.
All right,
Take care,
dude.
Tom.
Thank you.
Take care.
Merry Christmas.
All right. That was Tom Connors, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I'm gonna knock these out and I'll bring it on to our panelists here. Grim 11 out of 10 IGN, but also my actual rating. Love this film, just rewatched during the stream. Awesome. Fat Elvis, Toxicity 8 for Beverly and Shop Girl 10. Soul Assassin, Hilarity and Epic, both 10-10. Lovely Sherry 10-10. Phantom Outsider 8 overall, 8 for Toxic. Ignomino 6 out of 10. Shock Cats. That was good. So you 6 of the 10 lives. 8 out of 10 swatting overall. Nice. Lisa 9 out of 10. TZ Burton 8 out of 8. Good movie. Zan Zoltan movie and Toxicity 10-10. Hallelujah. Holy shit. Where's the Tylenol? That's good. Yolanda Gaines, Toxicity 8. It could have been better overall. 100. Cavatino, 10 out of 10. Christmas Greatness, 10 out of 10. Sewage Toxicity, and 34C for Toxicity for Beverly. Oh, you guys are crazy. And yes, Tom, Merry Christmas. I cannot wait for our Dick special, dude. It's going to be so huge. And Yolanda, it'll probably be a few months before we get to it because we're going to have a John Wick phase. We're going to have a Mission Impossible phase. Obviously, those are new movies that are coming out, so we will time with that. But there will be a Roger Moore run. There absolutely will be. And we'll even cover the one and done George Lazenby down the line. It's going to be a few months, but it's going to happen. And that's a promise. Thank you for your
We got a
question.
bunch of years left to go anyway, right? So we got plenty of time.
Oh, dude, yeah. We're
Are we doing this
for
in
the
20 years?
long.
Are we
Yeah,
going to run out of
right.
movies in 20 years?
I don't know, man. We'll have to do Toxic Tuesday Revisited. We'll just rename it Toxic Tuesday Revisited.
Well, wait, we're never going to do reboots. Come on. Just kidding.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
All right, Dustin, give your final thoughts.
All right, so overall score, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. I mean, it's nostalgic for me. Just the nostalgia alone for this movie is a 10 out of 10. Toxicity, listen to what Tom had to say. I don't know. I was gonna say it was 0, but I think I'll go with a 4. 4 on Toxicity.
Oh, that's an upgrade. Okay. Killer dude. And yes, Jeffrey Lane, I strongly agree. All right, Mark.
Yeah, this movie's an A plus. I mean, this is just I was watching it again tonight. Clipping it for the show, and laugh. Like I said before, I'm laughing. My wife's like, "What are you watching in there?" I mean, like the story is not a, it's not a complicated story, but it hits all the right notes too. Because Clark says at the end, "What's important about Christmas?" It's all those family memories and. Hey, I'm a toy guy. I love getting all these toys. But, when I look back on Christmas, God, just remembering, hanging out with all your cousins you don't get to see that often and family and friends. Everyone comes in and gets together. You have that big meal. For us, it was always the Italian Christmas Eve. You always had the big meal on Christmas Eve. And you look forward to that all year. So, and that's kind of, they get to that at the end when he's reading The Night Before Christmas and everyone's gathered around the fire, even though everything's the shit's hit the fan, everything's gone to hell. They have that nice moment before they get swatted, and then it ends up even working out even more because Clark gets he gets the bonus plus 20%, so he's gonna get the pool, and it's a feel good movie. And of course you got Cousin Eddie, just is so freaking crazy, and all those great scenes. So yeah, it's it's got this movie's got a good heart too. There's a lot of truth to it. I think good comedy needs to have truth to it for the jokes to really hit. And I think everyone can kind of picture themselves being in that Griswold house or getting locked in the attic or something going wrong or the tree getting knocked down. I've had my tree knocked down a few times by my dog, that kind of stuff but then in the end, hey, it's getting together with family and friends and celebrating what's good in life and not worrying about all the material crap. So toxicity, yeah, I give it I agree with Dustin, like a 4. Yeah, Clark and Eddie. Clark's got a couple of the scene we said in the department store, and Eddie's he's just. I mean, hey, good morning. my shit's all filled up. I mean, can't get more toxic than that. So, yeah, this is
kidnapped his fucking boss.
Yeah, it's just crazy. So it's and the lights. Who's not what's not the light love about the light? Fucking crazy. I mean, that's just live on forever. So yeah, if you haven't seen this, go watch this movie. I know a lot of people watch this every Christmas
as
over
they
and
should.
over. So, as you should. Yep.
As they should. All right. Well, Jason, I know you didn't really actually see this movie proper. Hopefully this got your attention to see it.
Well, in the 1970s, they did these things called photo novels for Star Trek, where basically they took stills from the TV show and they turned them into kind of comic bookish type of things with the word balloons, and they retell the episodes in a photo book form. I feel like I've seen Christmas Vacation that way tonight with the credits and stuff. I will admit, being the old man in the room, I have never really been into the National Lampoon sort of humor for me.
Okay.
It's never been my thing. I could probably sit and watch the movie, but when it came out, I looked at it, yeah, okay, it looks kind of silly and whatnot, and it never really was something that I was interested in seeing. I probably at some point will sit and watch it because I know Mindy enjoyed it, so we'll probably pop it in at some point. We own it. I have a copy here at the house, but it's just never been one of those things. But it's fun to see other people enjoy it. I'm kind of living vicariously tonight, listening to all you guys have fun with it. So for that reason alone, I'll give it at least 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. So,
Okay. Killer. All right, guys. Last one for me. I'm going to go with a 6.5 out of 10 on toxicity. Obviously, yeah, Clark and Eddie. Eddie freaking kidnapped the boss. I mean, I said it earlier, but that alone is one of the ballsiest fucking moves, and he took it very literally and went and did that. And we all saw Clark has his ways in life. We all saw how he was with Mary. There's something about Mary that he just had to attend to. We see how he handles situations at home and drive him crazy. So yeah, he was definitely. These are both very toxic men. But yeah, obviously most of the movie is really not toxic at all. But just a few bits there are really, really emphasized, and it's glorious. It's great. Yeah. As far as the rating score of the movie, I'm gonna go with a 8.8 on this one. This is a fantastic movie. You got the dialogue is perfect. The supporting characters are perfect. And of course, you got the main characters. They are freaking hilarious, funny. And despite all the crazy hijinks, debauchery, and destruction, it still shows you that once again, at the end of the day, despite how damaged the house was, it's all still materialistic possessions, and it's still about having the family together first and foremost. So that's at least what I got out of it, was that. And of course the comedy. I mean, come on, the comedy in this is amazing. So many great performances, so many great lines. Yeah, 8.8 I'm gonna say on the score. So, and of course that opening animated intro, just saying. So all right, guys. Anyways, that is Toxic Tuesdays.
One thing, Nick, there was
Christmas Vacation. Go for it.
I'm sorry. There was a question in the chat earlier from Bryant about what happened to National Lampoon, and I wanted to
Oh,
answer that.
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
National Lampoon actually still is around. The magazine itself stopped publishing in 1998, but National Lampoon Incorporated stuck around to manage the brand. So you still see a bunch of National Lampoon stuff. And then for the 50th anniversary in 2020, hard to think that was just a couple of years ago, they did do an online edition anniversary magazine that they printed. It was the first time the magazine's been printed since it went out in '98. Solaris Entertainment Studio is the ones who published that. So National Lampoon's still around. It's just not the magazine that was the big thing that made the name. So just a little bit of trivia there to answer that question.
No, thank you. I
Thank
do
you.
appreciate. I was meaning to get to that, and I had forgotten about it. So thank you very much, Jason. And if I'm being honest, I get an 8.97 out of 10. All right, Grim. Thank you. Ryan is a 10 out of 10 toxic. Oh, I believe it. All right, guys. So next week, it's not been officially decided, but I'll let you all know in the chat in a few days. But we're gonna have this movie, and then we'll probably take a week off for the first week of January. Let everyone, especially our guy Mark here, we'll let everyone recharge their batteries for a week. We deserve vacation time too. So, anyways, next week you'll know about the next flick in a few days. Probably by like Wednesday, Thursday. I'll post on Gilded. I'll post it on YouTube on the community. I'll post it on Twitter. You all know, but I'll just put it this way. We got some party-based comedies coming their way. Remember when we were doing that session on a bunch of party-based comedies? We're going to do it again with a few of those. And remember, like we got the John Wick session. We got the Mission Impossible session. Of course, there will be more Bond. It's going to happen. It's going to all be fun. But yeah, we will decide in a few days, and you will all know. And that is a promise. So anyways, thank you all for hanging out with us. I saw quite a few new faces tonight. Hopefully you liked what you saw, and please come back for more. I'll start putting out videos again, hopefully this week. Fingers crossed, as long as things don't go wrong. I'm hoping to start doing content again because I miss it so bad. And thank you for the super chatters, the direct donations, to the mods, the Legion of Memers, Sherry, Magic Poop. You guys absolutely killed it with the memes. Yeah, next year is going to be absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. And I can't wait to have fun with all of you. We brought in quite a hell of a great crowd tonight. And, of course, to my guy Mark for holding it down with the program despite having yet another sickness. You're a trooper, Mark. You're a trooper.
I need Dr. McCoy.
And I missed one from Awesome One, 10-10-10. I got Awesome One. There you go. I didn't forget you. So, anyways, that's what's coming up in the future. I'm going to let these gentlemen plug their channels as we make our way on out of here, starting with Sir Dustin of KetoSimple.
Thundercats.
KetoSimple,
Right?
youtube.com/KetoSimple. We do product reviews. We do cooking. We do all kinds of stuff. Maybe some new stuff coming out the new year, 2023. Trying to continue to grow the channel. So be on the lookout for that. If that kind of stuff seems like something you're interested in, just come on, subscribe, and go look. We got a backlog of over 360 videos, so come check them out.
Woo!
Awesome.
There you go, guys. There you go, Dustin. Thank you, man. It was good to have you. You were missed. I look forward to whichever flick is that we do next week. I know you know the two. We're not going to say anything yet, but I think no matter what we choose, it'll end up being a win-win. We'll see. But it's going to be great. You have a good week, good weekend. Okay. Stay huge. Mark D with us.
So always fun being on here. Like I said, it ain't Tuesday unless it's toxic. So appreciate hanging out with all you guys. It was a fun show tonight. The chat was awesome. It was great. The new faces. We had a lot of viewers tonight, so it was great. So Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy holiday. Happy Hanukkah if you're celebrating Hanukkah. And yeah, I appreciate anyone checking out my channel. As you can tell from my background, I might like Star Trek and Marvel and a few comics, and I've been doing a lot of like I was showing this before, so a lot of shorts on my channel, just a lot of the ornaments and quick stuff. I do toy reviews. My main show was Sunday Night Geekery, and we just talk about what's happening during the week. And we did a watch party Night of the Meek, Twilight Zone, last Sunday night. So I might do coming up this Sunday. Of course, just for the holiday, I might just do some watch parties if anyone's up late at night. So appreciate everyone checking out the channel and sub to all my buddies here. And let me put my might have put my link in the chat here too.
Yeah, you might want.
Why don't we do that? Let's do that. But appreciate everyone.
Stay huge like
checking it
Drew's
out.
dog. That's right, Keely Chow. That is correct. All right.
All right. So
And
thank
there
you,
we
Nick,
go.
and thank you, everyone. Yep. I got my Discord. I'm still using Discord, so there we go.
No, it's okay, man. If you want, you use Discord. I'm on the Gilded.
Well, Mr. Angel set me up for that, so thank you. Shout out to Mr.
I
Angel.
understand. Thank you, Mr. Angel. The hero the city needs. Yes, guys, that's Mark U. the C's Clubhouse on Discord. This is YouTube channel. Sub to him. Mark, as always, this has been a great year. Thank you for doing all of this. It's
A lot of fun.
And you have helped make this show what it was. So I'm in debt to you. And when we have pizza, that pizza's on me, dude. All right.
Awesome New Haven pizza. We get the chance someday, hopefully. Yep.
It
or
will
if I
happen.
make it out your way. Yeah, yep. But Sally's is in the card someday.
I gotta come out your way first. At this rate. We'll talk about my time for another time, but right now the priority is get my ass to Connecticut. All right, Jason, Sci-Fi for Me TV.
Yes.
All right,
sir.
guys. So Jason here functions pretty much like a news broadcaster, but with geek culture. It's really fascinating. And he just tells a lot of things that just are. And that's what's great. It's like he's reporting journalism and news and being like an actual anchor, but for fandom and geekdom. Imagine that. Well, Jason does that, and he's absolutely worth checking out for that alone. He even wears the nice clothes, has the layout, almost like a news on. He even shows the weather for convention.
I do.
That's
Yes,
what I
and
love.
you can see all my
the
time
things,
zones back there.
All the time zones.
Yeah.
That's a sci-fi geek, guys. He covers geekdom well, and he covers a variety of things that still make sense within the confines of the geekdom.
Yes,
so,
we have several shows. We've got
tell us about them.
We've got right now. I think we've got 5 shows in production. We've got H2O podcast, which is our longest running show. Salacious Crumbs, which is Star Wars news. Tribble Bites, which is Star Trek news. Good Morning Multiverse, which is our Saturday morning news headline roundup with everything from the week, including Comic-Con updates, weather forecast. Sometimes we've got interviews in there. We've got Ranker Pit, which is our Star Wars panel discussion thing. And then we have Live from the Bunker, which is our talk show during the day. And that one in particular, I want to emphasize because next Friday, the 30th, is going to be our 500th episode.
Wow!
And everybody's invited to the party. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna do a blowout. We're gonna have a lot of announcements and news and plans coming up for 2023. So you can find us there. That's going to be at 1 p.m. Eastern. We're on, we're on YouTube. We're on Odyssey. We're on Rumble. We're not live on Rumble yet, but we're talking about doing that. We've got all of the different social media channels, all the different accounts everywhere. I mean, you can find it. Just do a Sci-Fi for Me search, and you'll find us on pretty much everywhere. We're all over the place. And yeah, our approach is this is a TV channel that happens to be on YouTube and happens to be on Odyssey, and we do approach it a little bit different from everybody else. But I think that gives us a little bit of a unique positioning, so we're not doing the same thing that everybody else is doing. But we have fun here. So.
No, and I can tell, and it shows. And yes, I've seen probably about 10 videos by now of yours, and I can verify on his behalf that you actually live up to what's like, wow, it's like journalism and reporting is still a thing out there. And you really reminded me of that with your video. So I'm very thankful to see that. And it's nice to actually have that happen, because nowadays it doesn't feel like reporting, even in geek culture. It feels just like opinion pieces. So it's nice that you put stories first out there. It seems like if there's those random times where you'll have opinions for things, but the thing is, you make the story first and foremost, and the people can mostly make up their mind.
Yeah, and we do our best to make the distinction here, and it's even in our mission statement that we're gonna keep the news separate from the opinion stuff, and that way we have our specific news programs, and then anything else is opinion and commentary or talk or interviews or whatnot. So we try to keep all of that distinct because, we're not agenda driven. It's not, we hate The Last Jedi, so you must too. Anybody is welcome in the audience. But, it's one of those things I was like, well, if you've got an opinion, if you've got a strong opinion about things, that's fine. And we're not going to tell you can't think what you think. And we're not going to call you names. We're not going to call you out. We're not going to block you or dox you or anything like that. So, it's one of those things where, respect for the audience matters. James Gunn. So, you got to treat people, and I look at some of the feuds and some of the drama and stuff that's going on online and everything. I'm like, let's just be grown-ups, you don't have to do the neener stuff. Let's just, everybody take a breath and just, so we try to class it up a little bit. Just a little.
All right. So Jason, it's good to have you on.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is fun.
Good. And the pleasure is all mine. I will look forward to doing this again. This is his YouTube channel. Go ahead and sub to Sci-Fi For Me TV. See what he's got coming out and see what happens when we actually have, actual storytelling and reporting from this culture. Thank you, Jason. You have a great night. You have a great week. You have a great Christmas. And until then, sir, I know I'll talk to you soon. We have our group message, so we'll be in touch as always.
Yes, and Merry Christmas, everybody. Thanks for being here.
Once again, guys, you'll find our episode Toxic Tuesday real soon. Thank you again, Super Chatters. Thank you for the Legion of Memers, to the direct donationers, to the chat, to the old faces, to the new faces. Thank you all for supporting Toxic Tuesday. It's been a hell of a ride. It's been amazing. So thank you. This week, part 2 of our Christmas special on the Comic Shop Talk. This time we'll be talking the actual comics. It's gonna be great. You'll see Transformers, Spider-Man, Tangled Web, stuff like that. It's gonna be great. Hoping to finally have videos again starting this week. So fingers crossed on that. But until then, find me on Midnight's Edge After Dark. And of course, with Comics Division, Park Cars, TNT, we'll be doing the Dix Division Christmas special. So look out for that. It's going to be amazing. And as Andre likes to say, and with that, this is goodbye. That's it. Okay. There's no fancy intro.